Alrighty, y'all, welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. So far we have Haley, Severe Weather, Caleb, Girl Dev, as well as Chip. Glad to have y'all all in here, as well as everyone else who may just be watching, not chatting. Glad to have you here as well. We are starting early due to the tornado warning that is active. Let me just make sure everything's loaded in. We are good to go. That date is a little bit too far up, but we'll leave it for now. We do have a tornado warning currently active. Let me stop this loop so I don't lag any. So yeah, there's a tornado warning out for the Lambs Grove area in central Iowa. This is where a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. We've had multiple reports of a funnel cloud with this storm. So we know there's already been attempts for a tornado to touch down in and around that tornado warned area. The storm appears to be a pretty slow moving. The area of rotation on this it honestly looks like it dissipated, but it's right in and around this area here. You can see one funnel report already right there. So we'll be monitoring this tornado warning very, very closely. And there's the second funnel report that I saw as well. So there's both your funnel reports on this storm. I'm going to go ahead and get open a few other more softwares here. A few more softwares. I don't know what I said before. Let me go ahead and just get this stuff up. We're also watching supercells in west central South Dakota. We'll also be watching for the potential of a conditional tornado threat in Nebraska. Y'all, my apologies. I'm going to be all over the place today. As well as sneezing, because I was outside working a lot, and I have bad allergies apparently this time of year. I guess that's a thing, even though there's barely any pollen, so if I sneeze a bunch, my apologies on that. Let me go ahead and check our mesoanalysis. I didn't get around to looking at that. I do want to see if there's a conditional strong tornado threat here today. I don't believe we're looking at a strong tornado threat today. Okay, let me just check one more product. Let me just check one more product here. Where is it? It is this one. Okay, what about photographs? Okay. What about there may be a chance for a strong tornado later this evening towards the 8-9 o'clock time frame if we get storms going in this portion of Nebraska. We already have some showers and thunderstorms starting to fire in that region. There may be a conditional strong tornado threat in that area. That's the main area for a tornado threat today. Once supercells get going firing in that area. The other tornado threats back out here in Iowa. Here's your risk outlook for today. We have a large 2% chance for tornadoes. Again, I'm a little shocked we didn't see a big 5%, or at least a decently sized 5% tornado risk out in and around the Omaha area, maybe pointing to the west northwest in northeastern Nebraska. That's where I think our highest tornado threat is today. And it's probably going to fully depend off of if we see storms in that area, which at this point we are anticipating storms to get going in that area now, really, and then go upscale by 6:30, 7 o'clock Eastern time. So let me go back over to that tornado warned storm. We have a lot of funnels that have been reported out here. I really didn't even notice that till now. But this tornado warned storm already has two funnel reports with it in and around the Newton area. So if you're in Newton, that's east of Des Moines, Iowa, make sure you are in your safe spot. I just checked this radar site. Yeah, I was going to say, I checked it not but about 30-40 minutes ago. There was absolutely no rain 30-40 minutes ago out in and around the Des Moines area. And then these storms just exploded in intensity. Quite the rapid supercell development there. That is very impressive. Yeah, it very well could be land spouts. Let me read the text here. I'm going to go read the text. Let's see. They don't say anything about a land spout just yet. Yeah, sometimes they'll note that it's a land spout. Most of the time they'll note that. So we'll just keep an eye on that warning text. Again, we could see a tornado at any given second with this storm. There's no area of strong rotation or anything too over the top with this particular tornado warning. It's just one of your normal tornado warnings. I was planning on going live at 6 anyways, so I just decided to go live a little bit sooner. That way we could cover this tornado warning, at least for a little bit. So make sure you are in your safe spot if you're inside that tornado warning. This is east of Des Moines, Iowa, once again. Welcome, Catman, to the stream, as well as Caden, or definitely not Caleb. Haley, welcome to the stream. Don't know if I welcomed you. Indiana, welcome to the stream. Glad to see you here. And Pete as well. And thank you, Pete. Glad to see you guys all back in here for another stream. I planned this... I can't English. I told you, bear with me today. I plan to stream for about 2, maybe 3 hours today. That's the plan. This is definitely getting up there in the damaging wind side of things. We may be looking at the potential for up to 75, maybe even pushing 80-mile-per-hour winds with this storm in South Dakota as it moves off to the southeast. We'll be keeping a close eye on that. I think our main threat today... We have a conditional threat for tornadoes out there near and around the Des Moines, Iowa area. But our main severe weather threat, I could actually show you. It's probably going to be where that hatched hail risk is today. Yeah, so they have that really far into Des Moines. I was thinking more of this area for that highest risk of severe weather today. And they actually didn't push that slight risk more to the northwest. I mean, considering we already have some thunderstorms producing very close to significant hail, is that just a marginal? Okay, those storms are actually still in a marginal risk. I'm surprised by that. They just updated this outlook about an hour and 40 so minutes ago. So again, if you're just joining, we have a tornado warning east of Des Moines, Iowa, where the potential for a tornado is possible there. So a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground out there. The tornado threats are not too high today. We definitely have the risk for a couple tornadoes. Right now, the wording is a tornado or 2 being possible, but we could see a couple more tornadoes than that if we manage to see supercells really get going, like they already are out there in Iowa. So main area to watch, I'll go ahead and give you guys the outlook today. We have a big risk for severe weather today. Now, if you're in this area, your severe threats really already tampering off quite a lot. It seems like we had a decent round of morning convection that could, and I should refrain that, should, or rephrase that, it should tamper the severe storm activity. So our main risk is going to be back out in this area here. back out in this general vicinity, all the way from Kansas City, Columbia, pointing well off to the northwest until you hit those severe storms in South Dakota. So that is where your main risk is going to be today. Potential for 70-mile-an-hour winds, 3-inch hail, and a tornado or two will all be possible. The peak activity of this threat should be, there's a bit of uncertainty, but I think it's going to be right around 10, 11 o'clock tonight, and I don't plan on being live for that. But I do want to be live for these cells that have fired early out there in South Dakota, because we weren't anticipating them until very late tonight. So I think our main threat, there's a chance it's now. There's a chance it's now. 3 funnel reports out here in and around the Newton area. We got one back towards Colfax, 2 towards Newton, and then more back out here towards Perry and Granger in and around the Des Moines, Iowa area. So we'll be monitoring that. Mesoanalysis, definitely not Caleb. That has 6,000 instability. So I haven't looked at the observed soundings, but I will do that. Also take note today that the SBCs reported quite a bit of outages with other products. So the Weather Prediction Center, I believe, is experiencing the majority of those issues. I think they're having a network issue or something like that. Something around the realms of that. When was that observed sounding? 19Z? Oh yeah. 6,000 observed. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, that is big time hailer action right there. What is the surface observations now? So it's going to depend on if these storms can become surface based. These are either going to be big time hail producers, or they could be big-time hail producers and tornado producers in and around that area when those supercells really get going. So we'll see. The temperature dew point spread is about 17 out here. So that is a lot more on the elevated side, pushing more towards a hail risk, less of a tornado threat. But we'll be keeping an eye on that just in case. Haley, yes, you could definitely see a severe watch tonight. They don't have any mesoscale discussion out for a watch in your area, but it's definitely a possibility. So a few of these storms out here in Iowa will have the potential to drop very weak, brief tornadoes whenever these cells really get blowing up. At this moment, there's just one storm that we're really watching, but we should see a whole lot more storms pop up in and around the central Iowa area. So I'll be watching that. Let's go through all of our probabilities today. They did just issue a TOR possible severe there. But let's go through all of our TOR probabilities today and just severe weather as a whole. Here's our outlook for June 25th, 2024. We have a level 1 and a level 2 risk for severe weather. I don't know why I always draw my 2s like they're Zs. Still looks like a Z to me. There is no level 3 threat today. They could have introduced a enhanced risk for hail, generally in that area. However, they decided not to, just simply because of predictability and a bit of other concerns. So we don't have an enhanced risk for severe weather today, but we do have that slight risk. The tornado risk is low, but definitely present today. So even in and around the 2%, you could see tornadoes. We may have a risk for some spin-up tornadoes back out in this area later tonight. But the majority of that tornadic activity should be focused along this 2% area, which goes all the way from Des Moines, Iowa, pointing south through Omaha, Nebraska. Like I said, the highest tornado threat will probably be in northeastern Nebraska today. We'll keep an eye on that. We do have a 15% wind. That is interesting. The reason why I say that is interesting because a lot of models have the potential for a strong MCS in this area here later tonight. So if you're in this pink area I just circled here, that's where your wind threat's probably going to be the highest. Upwards of 75, maybe even potentially pushing 80-mile-an-hour winds will be possible there. The hail threat, your hatched area is going to be more north. So these storms should stay semi-discrete to discrete for most of this risk here until they get to Iowa. Then they will most likely grow upscale where that wind threat begins, and we'll probably be dealing with more of a wind threat in this area here, generally that region. So our tornado threat's going to be the highest when our hail threat is the highest. Then this stuff bundles on up into a line of strong to potentially severe storms, just like yesterday. Yesterday's risk didn't really verify. We didn't have 100-mile-an-hour winds, that's for sure. But we did have a couple instances of 80-plus-mile-an-hour winds that occurred yesterday. And for western Michigan, as well as, I believe, eastern Wisconsin, maybe even northern Illinois got in on some of that destructive wind gust action. So we did see an intense MCS, but I don't believe it was a derecho. I'd be very shocked if that gets classified as a derecho just because it didn't seem to do enough damage. We just had a handful of reports. I think we're at like 20-some wind reports for yesterday. I'll quickly check for y'all. Never mind. Am I on the wrong day? Okay, I'm not on the wrong day. We're at, that doesn't look right. Okay, I guess we're at 109 wind reports. And then you also got to combine some of today's reports as well for yesterday's storm. So it looks like it was possibly a bit more impactful. They've upped a lot of those reports. The highest observed report was, I believe, 78 in northern Illinois from last night. However, we had 2 or 3 PDS severes for damaging winds. All right, let's go back over to our tornado warning that's in effect for 10 more minutes. Just make sure you're staying in your safe spot. If you are inside that tornado warning, that is for the Newton area east of Colfax in Iowa. Let's see what chat's doing here. No hatched for wind is crazy. I mean, maybe they're just not anticipating much damaging winds tonight. I'm anticipating upwards of 70. Like I said, specifically in and around the Kansas City area, pointing to the northwest. Thank you, Haley. Hello, Michael. And Pokey as well. What's tomorrow look like for me? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If you're in the U.S., you may have some weather, but I don't know exactly where you are. Both of these are warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds. They haven't upgraded this one just yet, so they may not do that. But you can see we have a pretty good batch of damaging winds just on the leading edge of this supercell where that gust front is located. So I wouldn't fully rule out up to 75-mile-an-hour winds with that. We have a warning for 70 at this point, so prepare for around the realms of 70-mile-an-hour winds if you're in that considerable severe in west central South Dakota. Arkansas, I don't think we're going to see much that way. Tomorrow's threat looks to be primarily a northeastern threat. The northeastern U.S. But Arkansas will probably see a few scattered strong storms tomorrow morning. And then maybe even tomorrow evening as well. So I keep an eye out for a couple instances of 60-mile-an-hour winds out there just in case. And that is for tomorrow. So we'll wait for that tornado warning to expire in 8 minutes. We will be watching that really closely. Yeah, I don't think tornadoes will be much of an issue. Yeah, we're not really anticipating tornadoes anywhere tomorrow. There's a small risk for tornadoes up here generally. That's sneeze count 1. My word, I'm surprised I haven't sneezed a lot more. So there's your 2% tornado risk tomorrow. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky included into that. I'm still unsure if I'm chasing. I just don't know. I probably won't be going all the way into Pennsylvania. So I'll just kind of... I'll monitor. And I'll probably chase locally around my area. Big hail core in this cell too. So one of these storms is for a lot of damaging winds, and then the other storm has a decent hail core on it. Both of them are warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds. This one is warned for 1-inch hail, and then the one to the left is warned for 1.5-inch hail. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning northwest of St. Louis for 60-mile-an-hour winds, 75-inch hail for the Bowling Green area. If you're in that area, just stay away from doors and windows. You'll be perfectly fine. Not much of a tornado threat, if any, down there. Yeah, so these storms are going to have very weak areas of rotation. We're not anticipating anything like crazy in terms of that tornado threat today. We could still see a couple instances of brief weak tornadoes, not only in Nebraska, but also back out here in Iowa. Here is the satellite imagery. Right now, we have those cells really getting going out there. Even one near Omaha, which is off your screen. But most of these cells are going to be firing up right in this area here. And as those continue to fire up and explode in intensity, we should have at least a small tornado risk with them. The really favorable environments start to occur towards 7, 8 o'clock tonight Eastern time. But I believe these storms are anticipated to be on a weakening trend by then. So it just depends on if these storms are strong enough when the ingredients are the best. Is Brentwood, Tennessee gonna get any? Possibly. Possibly. Let me just show you that. So tomorrow, let me see where that's located. So yeah, you could get some strong storms. Main threat will be up to 60-mile-an-hour winds out there. Time frame for that looks to be late evening, about 7 o'clock Eastern time. So 6 o'clock Central. I don't know if you're in Central or Eastern out there. All right, back over to this cell here. I believe they just canceled that tornado warning. Let's see. Yeah. So that tornado warning's not in effect anymore. That is great news. All right, let me look at chat now. let me see what messages I have missed a bunch. All right, let's see. That is in Arkansas. Again, a couple instances of 60-mile-an-hour winds may be possible there. Time frame for strong to potentially severe storms will be tomorrow morning around 7 a.m. and then another round possible closer to 7, 8 p.m. Main threat will be damaging winds. I don't anticipate any other hazard, maybe some very small hail, but damaging winds should remain the biggest issue out there. Don't worry, Girl Dev, you're not getting annoying. As long as you're not spamming it every single minute, it's fine. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you'll see much tonight. Personally, I don't see anything out for your area. I think your threat is really done. I wouldn't rule out rain. Maybe a gusty wind of 20 mile per hour, right around that side of things. As those rain showers pass through, but it shouldn't be anything notable. And if it is, then, you know, if it's a severe warning, just stay away from doors and windows. But we're not anticipating anything tornadic in Illinois or Indiana today. Maybe Western Illinois? Yeah. So actually a small chance for tornadoes west of the Galesburg area in Western Illinois. So most of today's threat is going to be damaging winds. Here's your wind outlook. Big 15% chance for damaging winds. Other half is going to be a 15 significant chance for a large hail up to potentially 3-inch in diameter there. And your tornado risk, we do have a 2% tornado risk. So not that high of a tornado risk, but a tornado or two can't be completely ruled out. We did see a severe watch issued. Primary threat will be, oh, look at that, 75-mile-an-hour winds possible, 2.5-inch hail possible, and a tornado or two possible. So those are, that's not the highest probabilities, but the wording on that watch is definitely there. So like I said, can't fully toss a strong tornado in the trash can. We are at about a 5% chance. So within the whole watch, we have a 20% chance of 2 or more tornadoes, and a 5% chance that one of those is EF2 to EF5. See you later, Sam. Thanks for tuning in. They haven't upgraded this hail threat just yet. I'm a little surprised by that just because we have quite the decent hail core in place. But we'll continue to monitor that just in case. Let me see. So you are southwest of Davenport. Yeah, you could definitely see a few instances of strong to severe storms tonight, right around the 8 o'clock central time frame. Main threats will be damaging winds up to 60-mile-an-hour winds, as well as 1-inch hail will be possible. Can't fully rule out a tornado, but a tornado's not expected out there. Let me go back over to this really fast. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I was just checking something really quick. Let me see. Just give me one location if you can, Dusty. I'm gonna do Rushville. I don't think you can live at 2 to 3 different locations at one place or at one point, so it doesn't really do much good because then I just get confused on where you're located. I think your main risk is nearly over, but you'll definitely have the risk for a few isolated strong storms up to 60-mile-an-hour winds tonight. So I wouldn't fully rule out 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and maybe even a brief tornado, but I think the main risk is done. If you even saw that earlier today. Looks like that stuff stayed off to your south from what I can tell. So yeah, you could definitely see some strong storms tonight. He is, Caleb? He is. Let me see. Connor Crawford. He is. Hey. Yeah, he said last night just the bust of the tornado threat got to his head, so that's why he said he wasn't going to chase for a while longer, but he decided to chase today. He just wasn't feeling the best last night. Well, hopefully you're all right there, Jay. Do you have a location for me? That way I can see maybe what storms did that to your neck of the woods. All right, let's see what this is. They actually downgraded that severe for now. You can see, look how much less that wind threat is. It's weakening as it's approaching the radar site. So it was pretty weak way back here. Maybe an instance of 70-mile-an-hour winds, and it strengthened possibly up to 80. You can see a few of those pixels. Now, keep in mind, this is a couple thousand feet off from the ground there, so 75-mile-an-hour winds above the surface. So on the surface, that's probably translating closer to 70-mile-an-hour winds. But that was strong for a while. Now that's starting to fall apart. If one of these storms is going to produce a tornado, it's going to be the eastern one. That was a loud notification. Let me turn that down. Thank you for subscribing, Jay. Much appreciated. That was very loud on my end, even though y'all didn't hear it at all. So this would be a storm to watch for a potential tornadic development over the next couple hours, as it has that outflow boundary attached to it. Now, this one has the outflow boundary, but I think it's just too close to this other storm. But we'll keep an eye on both of these for, like the SPC said, 75-mile-an-hour winds, 2.5-inch hail, and a tornado or two all being possible with them. The best environment is in northeast Nebraska. I bet I could show y'all if I can find the meso. Thank you for subscribing, Jason. Why did I... Man. Bear with me today, y'all. Something's wrong with me. So, yeah, there's their most favorable environment. It actually does include north central Nebraska as well. But the main thing is the wind shear, and let's see where that's present. So there's a 1 kilometer wind shear is barely even present. That's why I think the tornado threat will be limited until possibly that lower level jet kicks up overnight towards 7, 8 o'clock. I should say in the late evening hours. Yeah, I can't really find anything that's going to show you where that greatest tornado threat is on this particular site. But it's in northeastern Nebraska where we have the best environment for now. So the only significant storms at this point are these cells in South Dakota. We have 2 severes for 70-mile-an-hour winds, which is significant damaging winds. That is considered significant damaging winds. All right, let's go over tonight for just a little bit. Talk about what might happen later on today. This is your new HRRR is actually rendering in now. So this won't go out too far, but at least give us an idea of what may occur. So for the next hour or so, maybe even 2, that's going to be a primary threat in and around this area. So that goes from southeastern and east central Nebraska into a good chunk of central Iowa and into northwestern Illinois. After that, storms should begin to weaken as the sun goes down, but we can't rule out an isolated all-hazards threat with any storm that manages to sustain itself inside this cluster. Going into a little bit of an earlier model run, a bit older here, just so we can see what the rest of the day looks like. More storms pop up out there in northeast Nebraska towards the 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock time frame. This is actually 9, 10 o'clock Eastern time. We already have storms pretty much firing in that area, so I don't know what to think about more storms firing there, but we will keep an eye on it. That's going to be where your tornado threat's the highest. Let me go back out over here. This area here. If we can get sustained supercells in that area, we could see a couple tornadoes out of those storms, as well as with these cells here too. But the best environment is in this area, which is why I pointed that out. So best environment is here, but your storms that are already ongoing and currently significant for wind is back out in South Dakota. So if those can maintain all the way until Nebraska and continue to fight through that capping, which it looks like they're going to fail, you can see those are expected to die off towards 10 o'clock tonight in north central Nebraska. Then we get another round of fire in northeast Nebraska. That turns into a damaging wind threat in and around northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri, west southwestern Iowa, and east southeastern Nebraska. And that continues into the overnight hours and even into tomorrow morning. I don't know why the HRRR has that big of a line of damaging winds being possible. Most likely, all of this would be sub-severe. Let's take a look at instability. Yeah. So this would most likely be your area of damaging winds on this particular model run tomorrow morning. And that's what's going to be, your threat. That's why you have a marginal risk for severe weather out there in Arkansas, just in case that early round of storms is a little bit more significant. They finally upped that hail threat on the eastern storm. It's now up to 1.75-inch hail, which is considerable for, of course, hail. Then we could go on into tomorrow. Tomorrow's risk is a little iffy. The National Weather Service is talking about upgrading this to a enhanced risk for severe weather tomorrow if confidence does increase in a scenario where we see a line of damaging winds. We could see an enhanced risk in and around this general vicinity here, where we are anticipating those damaging winds to possibly exceed 70 miles per hour. Now, other experimental models have a very high risk in place for tomorrow, but I believe those are really just overdoing it. So at this point, if I'm in eastern central Pennsylvania, northern Virginia, northeastern West Virginia, most of Maryland, I would be preparing for 60 to 70 mile an hour winds. However, we may be talking about isolated 80 mile an hour winds for tomorrow. All hazards, Matt, depending on exactly where you are in Maryland. The highest threat in Maryland, it's going to be towards the Hagerstown area, if I said that correct at all. Hagerstown or Hagertown. You are in the all hazards threat in that location. So if you're in that area, pointing to the west. St. Louis, I don't think we'll see too much towards St. Louis late tonight. Your main round is probably what's happening right now northwest of St. Louis. If you look above my face cam, you'll see the radar up there. This is going to continue to move to the southeast, and it could have winds upwards of 60 miles per hour with it, so you do want to keep an eye on it just in case. If you manage to be in that severe, just make sure you're staying away from doors and windows, and you'll be perfectly fine. Is that Pella? Iowa. Your main threat is happening pretty almost now. We're gonna wait for those storms to get off a little bit more to the south, but if I'm in that area, go ahead and prepare for the potential of 60-mile-an-hour winds as well as 1-inch hail. That is the most likely scenario for tonight for your area. And then after that, so this is pretty much the round we're seeing now. We're seeing that storm just barely off to your north. And we could see multiple other rounds, so you need to be weather aware throughout the rest of the day and into the night hours. These storms should be leaving your area by about 3, 4 a.m. So you'll have multiple different rounds possible there. It's not going to be a one-and-done deal. Did I miss what Dusty said? Oh, okay. I thought maybe I missed your comment or something, but I did get that. All right, back to our severe warnings here. This watch in South Central Illinois goes for another hour, 51 minutes, but I don't see much issues happening there, so we should be pretty much clear if you're in that watch. However, west of the watch, we do have a decent supercell ongoing that is capable of damaging winds and some isolated small hail. That isn't really a supercell, I take that back. A messy cluster of severe storms. A supercell looks more like this. Whoa. Yeah, more like this. This is still a bit of a messy supercell, but that is a bit closer to a supercell than the storm towards St. Louis. That's probably having some kicking hail in it, I bet. What's the DBZ on that? 78? Okay, let's see what radar thinks is happening here. Radar VILD, I believe. Nope. I've got to find the right product. My apologies. I don't use this too frequently. 100% chance of hail happening. That's fun. Radar estimates up to 4-inch hail with this. We'll see if the National Weather Service ups that Polygon's text there. But at the moment, they say 1.75-inch hail possible. That hail core really exploded. So I would say up to a 1.75-inch hail occurring with this storm. But if they up that Polygon more, I will let y'all know, which I think they will. I think they will. Thank you, Storm Chaser. Much appreciated. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button and share the stream. Just like yesterday, that's the exact same thing that is the most important, is reaching as many people as we can with the word of severe weather. I don't know if those reports are valid. Let's see. Is that in South Dakota? No, that's not. Okay, there apparently is reports of a land spout that occurred out here. I don't see that report. I just see freaking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 funnel reports out here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Somebody said there's a report of a tornado or a report of a land spout here. I don't see that report. So at this point, I would say we probably saw multiple funnel clouds with this, but I haven't seen any confirmation of a land spout that occurred. If the report's not on my software, or if I don't see pictures of it, typically I'm not going to believe it. Unless the radar points to it big time. Watch is likely 80% chance of us seeing a watch. So if you are in Des Moines, Omaha, Davenport, Rockford, even into Chicago, northwest of St. Louis, north of Kansas City, we are going to be seeing a severe thunderstorm watch that is issued shortly for generally this area. Listen up.
Tornado warning for southeastern Jackson County in east central Iowa, northeastern Clinton County in east central Iowa, Clinton, and Jackson County in Iowa.
All right, we have a tornado on the ground that was just previously unwarned in Iowa. So a tornado is on the ground out here. Let's go see what this storm looks like. So yeah, that's what a supercell looks like. That is what a mini supercell looks like. You can see the hook echo, the area of inflow right here. So there is most definitely, if not, still is a tornado on the ground with this storm. Moving off to the southeast, weather spotters have confirmed a tornado. So we do have a tornado on the ground out here in east central Iowa. So if you're in the Miles area, the Teeds Grove area, in the Preston region as well, make sure you are running to your safe spot immediately. We just had a unwarned tornado occur with this storm. It is currently now warned with a confirmed tornado warning. So make sure you are in your safe spot. That is at least the first tornado of the day. We had reports of another one back towards central Iowa, but again, I didn't see those reports just yet. So let's go ahead and bring this over here, see if it has any reports. Not currently. So again, there is a tornado on the ground, very close to the Miles area. Most likely right here is where you have a tornado moving off to the southeast. This tornado could have already lifted by now. We see that frequently where someone reports a tornado, the tornado lifts, then the National Weather Service confirms the warning. Because typically tornadoes are very brief and very weak in intensity, so by the time they can even put the observed tag on it, the tornado's already gone. So I don't see any indication of a strong tornado or any notable tornado with this. Most likely a brief, weak tornado is either lifting or possibly, which is most likely still on the ground. It's either on the ground or beginning to lift at this point because it doesn't look all that interesting on radar. I wonder if this is a land spout. Okay, we just can't see this from radar, so we're gonna just continue to assume this is on the ground. So a tornado is most likely still on the ground east of Preston, west of Miles in east central Iowa. Make sure you're in your safe spot. This appears to be very difficult to detect from radar, so it may be a land spout, which is typically really difficult to see from radar. So just make sure you are in your safe spot there. That is a tornado warning that is now confirmed. We did just see that severe thunderstorm watch get issued that I was talking to you guys about. 2.5-inch hail possible, 70-mile-an-hour winds likely. So 70-mile-an-hour winds likely means that 75 to potentially even pushing 80-mile-per-hour winds will be possible. So we're anticipating 70-mile-an-hour winds, and 2.5-inch hail is going to be possible with this watch. So that goes all the way from Sterling, Clinton, Davenport, all the way back out west towards the Fremont, Columbus, and Ord areas in Nebraska. So a big area there. Hold on, let me bring this back. Is this still observed? Yes, it is. They just updated this polygon, and they are still saying it is a tornado on the ground, so make sure you're seeking shelter. They just updated this, and it is still confirmed. At least on this software, they updated it. Hold on. Let's check, y'all. Okay. We'll just keep watching that. This is most likely still a tornado on the ground, west of Miles, east of Preston. There's that new update. Okay. It took a little bit while to come through. I thought maybe I just imagined it or something. I was like, hold on, am I lying or something? I must be really blind today. So again, that is a tornado on the ground there. And the Miles, just barely west of Miles and barely east of Is that Preston? Yep, Preston, Iowa. This is in east central Iowa for those just joining. East central Iowa. So this is northeast of Davenport. This is to the west of Thompsonville, or Thompson, I should say, in northwestern Illinois. Let's see what other areas we can give here. Northwest of Clinton in east central Iowa. I'll give you a zoomed out view of this so you can see where it is. So there's the entire state of Iowa. There's Wisconsin. There's Minnesota. There's Illinois. There's Missouri right here. And here's Nebraska. That blue box right here is where we have a tornado on the ground. So to zoom that in more, well to the east of Cedar Rapids, well to the northeast of Davenport, Iowa, is where we have a tornado on the ground. Let's go ahead and look at this. So this tornado is most likely going just a couple miles off to the southwest of Miles right now. It's about 1.3 miles to the southwest of Miles, going over the 100th Street area between 100th Street and I think that's 390th Avenue. That is where this tornado is moving off to the southeast currently. There's not really any populated areas that's going to be taking a direct hit from this tornado. I don't believe it's going to hit Miles, but Miles, you need to be in your safe spot because this could easily start to turn east and occlude and then go right for Miles and then die out north of your area. So that's the little spot right here that most likely has a tornado on the ground. So somewhere in this hook echo, we have a tornado on the ground again in east central Iowa. So make sure you are in your safe spot there. All right, let me see if we have cameras out here. So we're just going to continue to watch that. Still observed, still a tornado on the ground. This is, let's see, northeast of Davenport. I don't think we have any cameras in this area. No, we don't, unfortunately. But we'll keep an eye on that. I'll post you guys or update you guys on that. If you're back out here towards central Iowa in the Grinnell area, pointing west towards Newton, if you're in these yellow polygons here, make sure you're indoors away from doors and windows and close to your safe spot. Both of these storms have been noted to produce funnels and potential tornadoes, so you do need to be very close to your safe spot because a tornado warning can come out at any second. And if we do get a tornado warning, there's a chance it will immediately go observed like that one in eastern Iowa because tornadoes can develop very rapidly. Looks like another supercell firing out, this time right over Omaha. This one could be an issue because it's in a pretty good environment. Already has an outflow boundary attached to the inflow as well. So this could be a little bit of an issue here for the potential of tornadoes later down the line. So we'll watch that one closely as well. Back up to South Dakota. Only one supercell now. That is an issue. 1.75 inch hail with this storm. 60-mile-an-hour winds towards the Wall region in South Dakota. All right, back to our confirmed warning. We don't want to stay away from that for too long. I feel like that went back a little bit, but yeah, we do have a tornado on the ground generally in this area, moving off to the south-southeast, in and around the Miles, Iowa area. All right, let me go ahead and find out where all my radar sites are. So we have one Des Moines. Okay, this one's going to go for our cell in Omaha, because that one could actually do something. All right, back to our confirmed warning. Again, blue polygon here. If you're in that blue polygon, seek shelter immediately. That's where we have a observed tornado from storm chasers. Our chaser will be live very, very shortly. I don't know where he's targeting. I believe he's targeting central Iowa. We'll just see where he is once he starts up his stream in about 7 minutes. How long is the watch-in effect for? 6 hours, 38 minutes, which is midnight central. So we're just going to wait until they unobserve this. That's why I frequently am just clicking on the warning. I'm looking at it back on this one because it could go unobserved at any second. I mean, it's the tornado warned storm. You can't really miss it. Tornado warned storm has a tornado on the ground. This is the only tornado warned storm, by the way, and it is a observed tornado warning. We have 4 different stages for tornado warnings. We have a radar indicated warning, which means a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. We have a observed warning, which means a tornado is on the ground. We have a PDS tornado warning, which means a tornado, rephrase that here. PDS tornado warning means a life-threatening tornado is on the ground. PDS stands for a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning, which again means a confirmed large tornado is on the ground. And then your highest warning is the fourth one, which is a tornado emergency, which means a large, confirmed, potentially catastrophic tornado is on the ground heading towards a populated area. So Tories are the highest level of any warning the National Weather Service can ever issue, and it's the most rare one, and we've had 13 some Tories this year. Keeping a very close eye on this one in Omaha. This one is trying its hardest here to become tornadic. I'm going to double check the environment out here. We just got another update. Omaha. There's about a 13-degree temperature dew point spread. This is actually not the best environment. It's in a good environment, but not the best due to the lack of lower level wind shear. But this may just have the potential to produce a tornado soon. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one in Omaha, Nebraska, going into west central Iowa. So again, that is your observed warning right over Miles. I'd be pretty surprised if this thing still has a tornado with it. See how your hook echo was right here, then it started to just occlude right into the, it looks like it occluded right into the RFD of this storm here. I don't believe this is going to have a tornado on the ground. However, it is still observed, so until they unobserve that or cancel it, we are going to continue to assume that this is on the ground. It is still observed. It is still observed, so let me read that again. Maybe somebody reconfirmed it. Confirmed tornado. Let's see. At 5:25. Yeah. So this was updated a minute ago. Still on the ground. If it is, this is a decently long track tornado. Typically, like I said before, tornadoes are very brief, very weak in intensity. I'm pretty sure like a normal tornado only lasts about 3 minutes or so. And if this is true, it's been on the ground for 14, 15 minutes. If the warning is correct. We're currently watching Omaha. If you're in southeast Omaha, so that's downtown Omaha right here, you've got a big supercell, which means the storm's beginning to rotate. It's a rotating thunderstorm just off to the south of your location. So if you're in downtown Omaha, southeastern Omaha, make sure you are indoors away from doors and windows. So if you're in like western Omaha out here, you're fine. Northern Omaha, you're fine. It's if you're in like downtown Omaha pointing to the south, you need to be indoors away from doors and windows. This is a big storm. Big storm here. It's not currently tornado warned, and it does not have a Tor possible tag. So at this moment, there's no imminent tornado threat with it, but that could change very, very soon. Still an observed tornado out here in Miles, Iowa. Again, make sure you're seeking shelter. That tornado warning expires, let me just read it instead of doing math. 17 minutes. 17 more minutes. And that's going to be a new tornado warning for, I guess we'll say hail out here in Iowa. That is a decent air rotation. Here comes the beep. So right there, tornado is imminent. That's in Iowa again. Any second now, we should have. There you go.
Tornado warning for southeastern Jones County in east central Iowa, Jones County in Iowa.
So that's where we have another tornadic supercell. This is where a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. That is a radar indicated tornado warning. Big difference between these two. This red one is a tornado imminent. A tornado imminent on that red one, possibly even on the ground. The blue one is a tornado on the ground. Big difference. This could be on the ground. This is on the ground. Big difference between the warnings there. A radar indicated tornado warning means that a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. And this has been rotating a little bit. Look at that. It's been rotating for about the last 5-10 minutes. So see these very weak red and green. That's very weak winds going towards the radar, which is this way, and winds going away from the radar. Let's see here. Where are you at? So Connor is on the what cell are you on? This one. Our chaser's on this supercell out here in northeastern Nebraska. Towards the Norfolk area. That is where Connor Croft is, our chaser. There might be a bit of a might be a little bit of rotation with that actually, but that's far from the radar currently. So we'll keep watching both of these tornado warnings. Let's see here. All right, let me show you Connor Croft's live view. It's probably going to be an ad. So that's, well, or he just glitches out. He's towards Woodland Park, Nebraska, looking to the northwest towards Plainview, Nebraska, where there's currently a severe warned supercell for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds in and around the Plainview, Nebraska area. Let's see. All right, here comes another tornado warning. Listen up. My bets are on Omaha. Let's see if I'm wrong. I am dead wrong. This is another tornado on the ground. Listen up.
Tornado warning for southeastern Lynn County in east central Iowa, Lynn County in Iowa.
So that is another tornado on the ground southeast of Cedar Rapids. That is an observed tornado warning. That is our third one of the day. And I say third because we just had a confirmed tornado report west of Newton. The fire chief confirmed that this storm indeed did drop a tornado, which is why we say radar indicated tornado warnings. Tornadoes are imminent or possibly even on the ground because this radar indicated warning was on the ground and it never was observed. So we're now up to 3 tornado warnings in eastern Iowa. This is exactly where we were anticipating a conditional tornado threat to occur, maybe even a little bit more west. They have their 2% tornado risk for Des Moines. So, matter of fact, the SPC has missed this. All 3 of these tornado warnings are all active outside the 2% tornado risk area. Which is why I said in and around the 2% tornado risk, we can have tornadoes. So the SPC has missed that. A report of 2.5-inch hail out here in Omaha. So this storm is a big hail maker out here. Big hail maker. Barely off to the southeast of downtown Omaha. Again, tornadoes on the ground out here if our radar wants to turn back on. West of Mount Vernon by a couple miles. About 4.25 miles west of Mount Vernon, we have a tornado on the ground. Not really going to any populated named areas from what I see here. Let me go check really quick. This is observed for 1,745 people, so still quite a bit of people inside that observed warning. The other observed warning was completely dropped, so where even was that? It's gone now. Yeah, so that one in Miles is no longer on the ground. They completely removed the tornado warning from that storm. So still keeping an eye on both of these tornado warnings. Our warning counts down to 2 tornado warnings. We still haven't observed one thanks to this one southeast of Cedar Rapids where a tornado's on the ground here. So we'll be watching that very closely again west of Mount Vernon. Let's see. Greenfield, Ohio, your threats tomorrow. Actually, I think they have you in at least a little bit of a risk today. But I don't see much with it, so I'm paying more attention to tomorrow out in your area. A couple instances of 60-mile-an-hour winds will be possible around the time frame of 3-4 p.m. Right around that time. So again, we're watching both of these tornado warning storms. One is an observed tornado. That's the one west of Mount Vernon. And the one well to the east of Mount Vernon is a radar indicated tornado warning. That's where a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. So we'll continue to watch both of these tornado warnings as we are going to stay live here for a little longer. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you share the stream, especially if you know anybody in these warnings. More importantly, make sure they're seeking shelter if you know anybody inside these tornado warnings. And after they're seeking shelter, send them the live stream. Because the priority is to get in your safe spot immediately with all your family members and pets too. Don't forget about your pets. All right, let's go back over to that storm in Omaha. It's not rotating much at all. This is more of a big hail maker currently. That's going to be a big hail threat out there in and around the Omaha, Nebraska area. This storm in South Dakota was downgraded, so that's good news. We're going to keep watching this cell that Connor Croft is on, our storm chaser, towards Plainview in Nebraska. It's already a sustaining supercell, so this one could very easily become tornadic. So we'll have to keep an eye on actually most of these storms. A lot of these storms could become tornadic quickly if they don't die out fast. 1 second you'll look at them and they're absolutely nothing, just a bit of rain. The next second they'll be tornado warned. So you want to keep a very close eye on them. Again, tornado is still on the ground according to the National Weather Service, who've confirmed it via weather spotters just to the west of Mount Vernon, southeast of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So again, just make sure you're in your safe spot there. If you're in either one of the tornado warnings. You said Missouri. Okay, there you go. You should be far enough south to the point where we don't have to worry about too much severe weather. You're in the slight risk, so mainly wind. Wind and some very small hail will be possible very, very late tonight. Timing on this will be... Let me just get you the newest info really fast. Wow, like 5, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So very, very early. We're not really expecting anything in Texas. Unless you're in the Panhandle. Which you are... Yeah, you're northeast of Dallas. You should be fine. A lot of storms popping off in Oklahoma due to the higher than forecasted instability. This morning we were forecasting instability around 3,000 joules in north central Oklahoma. It actually got upwards of, I believe, 5,000 in north central Oklahoma. So it got a lot higher than originally forecasted out there. So that's what's helping these storms to explode really, really quickly. Those should be a lot more of a wind and hail threat. And they are actually inside that marginal risk. The SPC did note that storms could fire out there in Oklahoma and Texas if conditions were solid enough and favorable enough. Still an observed tornado warning. So again, we have 2 tornado warnings currently. One is radar indicated, which means a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. West of Oxford Junction in Iowa, and then southeast of Cedar Rapids. That is an observed tornado warning, meaning a tornado is on the ground with that storm. This storm in Omaha, Nebraska, it doesn't look like it's going to be... it doesn't look like it's going to be too big of a threat in terms of a tornado risk out here. So we'll wait for these tornado warnings to expire, and then I'm going to be talking about the upcoming severe weather as well as the tropics. So we'll switch from coverage to a bit more of a briefing, and then towards the end we'll switch right back to a coverage until eventually we call it quits. Ooh, we got a picture of a tornado. This is in Iowa. Yep, we got a picture of this tornado. Very tiny rope tornado. Hold on, let me mute the desktop audio here so I can see what Connor's saying here. All right, let's go back to his storm. This probably has a little bit of rotation with it towards Plainview. We're gonna keep a very, very close eye on that. They did just downgrade that storm in Omaha. In 6 more minutes, it's gonna go from 2.5-inch hail down to 2-inch hail. So it is, like I said, starting to weaken a bit more. A lot of these storms in Iowa, actually every last one of them that's currently severe is severe for a tornado possible. As well as a bit of a hail threat and wind threat. Ohio, no. Watch out for some gusty winds tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be keeping an eye out for some wind potential out there, possibly upwards of 40 to 50. However, that's not anticipated. It's possible, but you'd be pretty unlucky to end up with 40 to 50 mile-an-hour winds tomorrow up there. Timing for it will be probably around 3, 4 p.m. Eastern. Still both tornado warned storms here. Tomorrow's just going to be more of a wing it type day. I may live stream coverage. I may go on a bit of a chase. It just depends. So just make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell set to all. That way you know if I do go live tomorrow. We'll just see what's more convenient. So again, west of Mount Vernon, still have a tornado on the ground. According to the National Weather Service here, inside that tornado warned area. So make sure you are in your safe spot if you're in this. Let me switch to this site, actually. There you go. Now you can see which one's confirmed. So the blue one is confirmed. The red one is radar indicated. The blue one means that a tornado is on the ground. The red one means a tornado is imminent or possibly even on the ground. So the blue one is more of a threat because that means a tornado is on the ground. Let's see. I can quickly look for New Jersey. I mean, they're in a radar hole, so it's not. We're not really waiting for every scan. They're not that impressive. Yeah, if you're in Western New Jersey, I'd definitely be watching out. There is some predictability issues for tomorrow, but we are watching this entire area here. Let's see if I circled that correctly. Let me get the day 2 outlook up. Yep. So we're watching this entire area here, a little bit more west, for a potential risk upgrade to enhanced for damaging winds. So generally, right in southeastern PA, western New Jersey. Damaging winds will by far be the biggest threat tomorrow. The extent of it is uncertain. We may wake up and this forecast may only call for 60, 65, maybe pushing 70 mile-an-hour winds. Or we could be talking about a much higher end threat for severe storms tomorrow. Timing for it will be late evening into the early nocturnal hours. You're looking at probably 7, 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow in western New Jersey. Can't rule out some brief tornado activity as well if you're in northwestern New Jersey. Also some isolated small hail. So main hazard, 1-inch hail, 60, 65 mile-an-hour winds, and a brief tornado can't be ruled out if you're in northwest New Jersey. Okay, both of these are now down to radar indicated. So that is good news. We're still going to stay watching them for the next 17 minutes. And then once they go with sub-tornado warning, once the tornado warnings expire, I should say, we will switch over to talking about more of the upcoming severe threat. Not tomorrow. We've already mentioned tomorrow a couple times. More of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and the potential for even a tropical storm as we go into the weekend and early next week. Some models have shown a tropical storm, but I have a feeling we're going to end up with the potential of a depression at the most. So we have a few areas to talk about on the in the tropics. Few areas to talk about. 2 tornado reports on this thing. Well, that might just put us at a tornado outbreak today. Hold on, I'm gonna go look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're probably near 5 tornadoes already. 4 to 5 tornadoes. An outbreak is 6. Or wait, is it 6 or 8, Caleb? I've forgotten it. It's either 6 or 8 for a tornado outbreak. I think it's 6. But I can't remember. I cannot remember. Yeah, I think it's 6 or above 6. And I'm pretty sure we're at 4, maybe 5 tornadoes already today. Not where I thought, and not where the SPC thought either. They didn't even have a 2% out here. I was thinking the highest tornado threat would be back out in this area. Generally this area. A little bit more northwest as well. We're sub-severe in South Dakota. That's good news. That is really good news. We went live right on time, y'all. That tornado warning came out, and we've just had straight-up action ever since. Oh, Connor's Storm's now warned for 2-inch hail, so he's going to have a joyride and a half. Here's a live look at our chaser, Connor Croft. Out there, just barely to the west of Woodland Park, Nebraska. On that severe warning storm for 2-inch hail. So he's going to try to get that tornado if we see one today. He's going to try to be on it. He's more of trying to break his windshield, I think. Considering it's warned for 2-inch hail, I think he's more aiming to break a windshield. Oh, Michael, my bad. I knew I was going to look at another person's area. Just forgot who it was. I don't see much for you tomorrow. Whoa. Oh, please let the HRRR be correct. Dude. If the HRRR was correct, we would have a kickin', and I mean like a really good, solid, severe weather threat on coastal North Carolina. All hazards, including maybe even an isolated significant tornado in eastern North Carolina on Thursday. What do the experimental models have for that? Does the SPC note that? I have a few questions now. Let me see this. Uncertainty regarding storm evolution, but there is potential for higher and severe weather probabilities to be needed across portions of the coastal North Carolina into Georgia. Coastal Carolinas into Georgia. So they might highlight a risk. What does CSU have? Basically an off-brand storm prediction center. Oh, man. It has more of Georgia being the main threat, not back up towards my area. Georgia would get in on that action. It depends on where that low pressure goes. Yeah, Caleb. Here, let me show y'all. So see that low pressure? Very strong low pressure. Just absolutely pulling a bunch of instability up. Let's look at the instability. Yep, there you go. Look at that. Widespread 2,000, 3,000 instability. Not a lot of lower level shear towards the nocturnal hours, so it'd be probably more of a afternoon, evening threat. Wait, hold on. I just realized this is Wednesday night going into Thursday. So it doesn't go out far enough. See, this is 18Z on Thursday. That's 2 p.m. So it only goes out till 2 p.m. on Thursday. But you can see, look at it. Supercell right there. Some storms firing in this general vicinity and even on the Appalachians. Currently, it looks like there's not a lot of confidence in that happening. Let me show you the NAM model. The NAM has this more towards Georgia, which is what the CSU said. You can see it more in Georgia with that activity. Your low pressure is right here. So well off to the southwest. And it doesn't have as much instability. It doesn't have the 4,000, 5,000 instability. Even then, hold on. Sorry, I'm switching around a bunch. But even then, look. You actually do get some on the coastal Carolinas here. Look at that. South Carolina, Eastern North Carolina. Even then, there's some stuff happening.
Tornado warning for West Central Cedar County in East Central Iowa, Northeastern Johnson County in East Central Iowa, Southeastern Lynn County in East Central Iowa, Cedar, Johnson, and Lynn County in Iowa.
I looked away for too long. Also, this is now a PDS severe thunderstorm warning for southern Omaha. 2.75-inch hail is possible, so that is a life-threatening situation for southern Omaha. Look away for a couple seconds, and then everything changes over here. Is that another storm or the same storm? I think that's an extension of our other warning, but I can't tell. This tornado warning may be for this area of potential rotation, and the new one is for this area of potential rotation. Regardless, seek shelter if you're in these red boxes, these tornado warnings. We have 3 of them active currently. 2 of them are for 9 minutes, and then the newest one is for 39 more minutes. My apologies, but I'm more interested in in Thursday here. I'm going to keep a very close eye on that. Look at that. Even though your low pressure is way down in Georgia, you still get tornadic ingredients in eastern North Carolina on the NAM model. And the HRRR has that as well, except for it has the low pressure going right over the Appalachians. So 2 big differences. The HRRR has the low pressure moving like this. So over the southern Appalachians. And the NAM model has the low pressure moving more like this. So 2 very much different tracks. Which one in Nebraska? These things are popping off like I thought they would. They are popping off with that tornado threat too. Is it the special weather statement one, Caleb? Right along the outflow boundary? Yeah, we're going to have to watch these storms very closely, especially these 3. These are 3 well-established, semi-discrete supercells. So every last one of these are probably rotating at least a little bit. Our chasers on that Easter one, towards Plainview. Let me see what he's saying about it, actually. See if he wants to stay on that far eastern one or move more west. Personally, I think he's got the right storm. He said his looks the most messy. So he might actually go for one of the other cells. That's tricky. You gotta choose the right storm. Hold on. Okay. So I'll just continue to see what Connor's going to be going for here. Let's go back to those tornado warnings. I got very distracted. Hold on, I also got to look up something else. Oops. Okay. My apologies, y'all. I'm just looking up something very quickly. And there's the answer. Okay. I was looking at tomorrow's severe threat. What's the answer? Uncertainty. Ooh, you know what? There's another program I can use really quick. Yes, this. What are the different scenarios for tomorrow? Wow, a lot of uncertainty. Gracious day. A lot of uncertainty in tomorrow's severe threat. Southern Pennsylvania, there's decent agreement in a strong MCS currently. They may go enhanced for that. But in my area, it's just full disagreement. Okay, what about the... Oh, I can't look at the probabilities just yet. It only goes till 12Z. This program isn't even really that good, and I say that because it's dead wrong right now. It is, what, 23Z? 2255Z. And it gives this area a 0% chance for tornadoes. So, probably not going to be looking at those probabilities again, considering how dead wrong they are right now. Oh, wow. Connor's met more chasers. Connor is just where every other chaser seems to be. That's the thing to do, too. Figure out where everybody else is going. That way you can go too. Man, which storm do you choose? Storm 1, Storm 2, or Storm 3? 3 different supercells, 3 different areas. The first one looks pretty good, and that third one looks pretty good. This might stay as more of a hail threat. This looks more tornadic already. So I would probably choose that first one. But that third one's a good option too. Let me go back over to that in Nebraska. Still destructive, still a PDS severe there. Do I have the KL and X radar? KL and X. I do not. Let me pull that up, y'all. I gotta pull up a new radar. We're 3 likes away from our like goal, so if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. It's greatly appreciated. Goes to push us out to more people. Okay, let's see what this looks like on a bit of a higher definition radar. It might not be strong enough to sustain. Honestly, none of these are a bad option. Any of these could produce a tornado at any given minute. Let me go look at the cheat code. What area has the most vorticity? The eastern one. The eastern one's in the best environment by a milestone. So the eastern one's the least likely to die out. And it's in the best environment, so I guess I would have to go for that one. I guess that would have to be my target area. Or my target storm, I should say. Thursday's looking pretty good for a tornado threat. currently. Out there in North Dakota, South Dakota. I believe that's where Connor's going to be heading after today. Not many chasers are going to be gambling on the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic threat tomorrow. Still at 3 tornado warnings. Still at 3 tornado warnings out here in eastern Iowa. So we'll wait and see if this is if these are going to do anything. All right, let me see here. Oh, this might... Okay, didn't pop up. Let me go to my settings here. Okay. Sorry I'm not talking too much, y'all. I'm trying to multitask and do another thing at the same time while looking at these storms. And they're not really that impressive out here. There's no areas of rotation. They're more of land spout potential there. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hello, Caleb. Welcome back. See you later, girl dev. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, we're down to 1 tornado warning. So, pretty much what I was talking about before, too. They're barely even rotating. They're more land spout potential, very low end, or very weak tornado potential. Land spout and or very weak tornado potential. And a lot of them are very small, too. Wow. Let me see if I can show this to y'all. Wow. That is a really solid photogenic tornado, my word. I don't know which one that was from. Oh, they put a location in it. Ha. For once, somebody puts a location in there where they took the photo, and I didn't even see it. Okay, that's the storm that was observed. Got it. Man, yeah, it was a solid solid tornado. Man. Yeah, we did. Thank you guys for 100 likes. Much appreciated. My apologies, y'all. Anytime I turn on Connor's feed, I just start going quiet. I'm gonna mute his feed. I'm muting his feed so that way I can talk more. So this is still a life-threatening situation. Severe thunderstorm warning for 2.75-inch hail. 60-mile-an-hour winds for the next 58 minutes. This is the cell that Connor's currently on. It's in the best environment. However, it looks pretty messy. And it just got another severe for 1.75-inch hail. Middle severe. This is all in Nebraska now. 1.5-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Far western severe is Tor possible. 1.25-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. And this is... Hold on. Does this say land spout at all? Nope. So that special weather statement is for just 50-mile-an-hour winds possible there. And we have another severe up in just to the south of Rapid City, South Dakota for 60-mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch hail. And a report of 70-mile-an-hour winds from a couple minutes ago out there north of Wall, South Dakota. Oklahoma is still trying to pop off over here, trying to steal the show like always. Not really working too well. That's the second one. You know what? If I sneeze once every 30 minutes, I will take it. I will take that. Because before, it was like a sneeze every 5 seconds. I'm not even kidding. So I will gladly take one sneeze every 30 minutes. Not every 30 seconds, please. That would murder me. So 70-mile-an-hour winds here in south central Kansas. The other storms in Oklahoma are just clustery mess. We'll just see. We'll keep an eye on that just in case. Everything else in Missouri, it's all isolated severe storms. So if you manage to see a damaging wind event or some large hail, just know you're one of the more unfortunate ones. So be ready for 60 mile-an-hour winds and 1.5-inch hail if you're anywhere in this general vicinity here as those storms roll through. Yeah, CSU has today's forecast screwed up, I can tell you that. Long story short, CSU just put a 2% like nearly everywhere. CSU has a 2% in Oklahoma, Kansas, which that is right where we're seeing storms fire currently. It also has a 2% from central Nebraska all the way back through Missouri, all the way through the Midwest, all the way back up to Pennsylvania, back through Michigan, all the way to Wisconsin, back over to Iowa. That's CSU's massive 2%. That's way too large. If you don't know what CSU is, basically it's kind of like a model run, but it's an outlook for a model run. So it's kind of like if a model run had the categorical risks of the SPC. That's really what it is. So it's basically a lot more inaccurate storm prediction center. That's really what it is. A lot less accurate SPC. But I still look at it for fun. Just to see what it has to. Just to see. Alright. Hey! Outbreak, the game that I'm waiting for, storm chasing game. I think they're going to release it at midnight on the 27th, technically early morning on the 28th. I'm still unsure about that, but they just released the specs. Core processor of an i7 807 or 8700K. I have better than that. 16 gigabytes of RAM. I have way more than that. Storage 60 gigabytes. Okay, I'm gonna have to delete a game. I have a drive for this stuff. My main storage on my computer is for videos and anything else weather that I want to store. Graphics card 4060. Mine is a 4070, so better. So I can run this thing at maxed out, most likely. If not, I'll run it at medium. Dude, that game is going to break the weather community, and I pray it does. I want it to break the weather community because it's going to be one of the best games out there. And it will be a good break. It won't be a this event busted break. It's going to be a good break. Finally. I can't believe that game's coming out. I cannot believe that. I pray that it comes out on the night of the 27th. No, Michael. My record is like 10 times sneezes in a row when I just woke up. I don't keep track of how many times I sneeze in a row for my record. I don't do that. I didn't know we were supposed to do that as a human race. I didn't know it was a competition. Nobody told me. I wasn't invited. Caleb, I don't remember what they said. I don't think console's a priority, but it very well might. I don't think it would be too difficult to get the console version out. but you're going to have to wait until the early access is completely done. So it's going to be at minimum, I'd say maybe we can expect a console release in early 2026. Right around that time frame, early 2026. So not anytime soon, because they've been working on it for years to get the PC version out. So I would not anticipate it in 2025 at all. 2026 might even be a little bit too early for it. I mean, dude, I can't even tell you when I started following them. Let me go look up when I started, when I really started to, whatchamacallit, follow their development. The development of the game. I think it was right around, I want to say 2019, but I feel like that might be too long ago. But I'm pretty sure it's right around 2019 I started following their game. I think. Don't hold me to that. I could look at their development outlooks, actually. Yeah, before March 2021. It definitely wasn't 2021. It was either 2019 or 2020. All right, still a radar indicated tornado warning for 20 more minutes. We'll just keep an eye on it. Still a destructive severe out there in Omaha. This looks to be cell splitting. Oh, it's actually more of cell merging. I didn't even realize that. This is like 4 storms combined. Look at that. 1 storm Plainview, 1 storm in Oakdale, another storm in Battle Creek, and then boom, they all combine into one big storm here. That's like 3-4 storms combined into one. That is crazy. No, it would probably be next gen consoles, which is like, I think they're like 4 years old now. But hey, I feel your legacy. I still have an Xbox One. The only reason why I would upgrade to a better Xbox is because of if my storage ran out on my computer, but I don't want to waste money on that stuff. I don't want to. I've moved a bit out of that gaming phase. That was more of 13 to 16-year-old me. Let's see here. Connor's saying he may have a land spout. Let me switch roll. How about that? Wouldn't that help? I don't see it currently. Oh, hi. There it is. Well, that's much more obvious. That is definitely a land spout. And or tornado, depending on if it's... that's a land spout. There's not much mesocyclone action happening up at the top. So, Connor saying land spout. I agree, land spout. There you go. Look at that. Wow, that is a solid land spout. This is near Battle Creek in Nebraska. It's barely west of Battle Creek in Nebraska. Look at it. You can actually see the area, small area of rotation. That might be a... It looks like a land spout. But I can't tell if it's rotating. I think it is a land spout. It just looks too good to be a land spout. Yeah, it might be a hybrid tornado. You gotta see if it's rotating at the top, at the base of the supercell. Look at that. That is solid. That is from, this is Connor Croft's view, by the way. Connor Croft is the chaser I'm using here. This is now a radar-indicated tornado warning.
Tornado warning for northwestern Madison County in northeastern Nebraska, Madison County in Nebraska.
That's what Connor's on. That is what Connor's on. Look at that. Connor's already got a land spout today. Let's go. All right, while she goes through those trees, let me quickly close out a few things. And let me switch right back to Connor Croft. I wanted to close out a few things so that way I wouldn't open something on my browser right in front of Connor's feed. Not an observed tornado warning, by the way. Radar indicated. I don't see a solid one, but it looks like it's rotating on radar this far away, so... That, I don't believe that was a tornado, considering how I didn't see any solid air rotation, but it could have been, like Connor said, a hybrid land spout. Or a hybrid tornado. There's multiple different things that could have been. The most likely is a land spout. Thank you, Edwin. Yeah, see, it's got a funnel up there. It's got a funnel up there, too. So, there you go. It was a land spout before, but that's got a solid funnel, so that could be a full-fledged tornado next. That's just a dead zone right there. But you can see it. I don't want to... I'm going to take my pen out. It's probably going to go to an ad, but it is right here. That's where your funnel is. That's why we have a tornado warning in place. Man. Again, this was a land spout on the ground, but now it's trying to turn into a full-fledged tornado. And now it's completely gone. Man, I can barely even see that funnel now. That thing's like, wow, that thing left quick. That thing dissipated quick, man. It was there 1 second and it just fully left. Still a tornado warning out here south of Mount Vernon in Iowa. These storms should be pretty much done now. Still can't fully rule out an isolated tornado with all of these storms as they push to the south over the next 2 hours. But that should be our main tornado threat done for Iowa. Now we're at our main tornado threat in Nebraska, which is a lot higher than I thought. I mean, we're actually getting solid supercells out here. Sneeze 3. Make that 3. I did a lot of work today, so like I said, allergies are not in my favor today. Not in my favor. Well, I should have talked about tropics while I had the chance. Oh, definitely not Legacy. I just did a whole lot of outside cleaning today. We did a heck load of outside cleaning today. So that's the storm Connor's on, and it is now observed. It is now observed. Law enforcement has confirmed a tornado, which was probably that land spout. So that is a, that was on the ground. It's not currently on the ground. I say that because I can see Connor's feed right now, and it's not on the ground at this moment. But it was on the ground, so it is observed. That's for the old tornado that occurred. I may not have... You know what? We're just going to do a very, very brief tropical update. Really quick. 1 minute. 1 minute briefing right here. Here's your 7-day tropical outlook from the National Hurricane Center. AOI here moving up to the Yucatan Peninsula. It has about a 20% chance to form into a depression in and around this area, and it could hit Mexico, southern Texas like the other storms. We're watching a wave, generally in this location. That is anticipated to move towards the Lesser Antilles and possibly move into the Caribbean or start to move out to sea. There's two different scenarios for that. Both of those are two different scenarios there. That's going to be our main area of interest right now. However, the National Hurricane Center hasn't highlighted it. There's a chance it becomes a tropical depression as we go into the weekend, late this week and into early next week. So, watching this area as it moves towards the Lesser Antilles, watching this area as it moves towards the Yucatan. I think this area, which isn't a designated AOI just yet, has a better chance of doing something. So there's your quick tropical update. No direct impacts to the United States are anticipated at this moment. But I will update you guys if anything changes. 3-inch hail has now been reported. It's south of Omaha. That was a cough, by the way, not a sneeze. Just thought I'd give you a heads up on that one. So we'll keep watching this storm in Omaha that did drop 3-inch hail. So that was barely a tornado threat, if at all. These are the type of days where we're going to have to distinguish what cells are going to do what. If the cell's elevated or surface-based. That's the biggest question. The one in Omaha, obviously elevated. Massive hail threat with that one. These storms back out here in northeastern Nebraska, most of them look elevated, but the one that's currently tornado warned is obviously surface based due to, well, it has a tornado warning. And if it is a little bit more elevated, then it's still capable of producing a tornado. Let's see here. All right, Connor's just in a bit of a dead zone right now. He's coming in and out. When he gets a good view of it, I will show you guys his feed. So, again, we did have a tornado on the ground moments ago out here in northeast Nebraska. It's no longer on the ground via Connor's feed, who's on this storm. But it definitely was on the ground at one point. Most likely a land spout, which is a type of tornado. Tennessee's going to get bad weather on Wednesday. You didn't even say that, by the way. Let me reread this. Do you think that Tennessee's going to get bad storms Wednesday? Long story short, yeah. I think you'll get pretty rough storms out there. 60 to 70 mile an hour winds will be possible. At this moment, we're calling for 60 mile an hour winds, but I anticipate they'll upgrade this to a slight risk for the potential of 70 in Tennessee. Most likely area is in and around Nashville, where I've circled here for Wednesday. That is the current forecast. Now, that forecast is probably going to change. Here's our day 3 threat. We're anticipating the risk for large hail, couple instances of damaging winds, and even the potential for multiple tornadoes in this area I've circled in pink for Thursday. So there's another briefing there on Thursday's threat. And after that, there's multiple areas we are watching for the potential of severe and significant severe weather in the future. We are watching one of those first days is really Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday at this moment does look pretty interesting. It's going to be another one of those will the cap break, will the cap hold type threats. If the cap breaks, then we're going to have big thunderstorms on Monday. If it doesn't break, then we may have barely any storms Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and then after that, we're getting way too far out. After Tuesday, we're already a week out. But there's definitely a very favorable pattern for significant severe weather that is developing into late June, early July, and it will influence July 4th. So I don't know if I'll have a video for a July 4th forecast or not. But we'll definitely talk about the forecast for July 4th, either July 2nd or July 3rd. We'll talk about the 4th. No more tornado warnings in Iowa. Probably going to get another one at some point, but main storm to watch is this one back out here in Battle Creek, which is definitely rotating. Let me look at Connor's feed. I have it on my model runs currently. Connor said it has 2 areas of rotation on it, which makes sense because radar says there's 2 areas of rotation. One really solid one. Here's a live look at this storm from Connor Croft. Out there in just to the northwest of Madison, Nebraska.
Tornado warning for southern Madison County in northeastern Nebraska.
No.
Madison County in Nebraska.
Oh, it's an extension. Got it. It is a extension. So that is it? Yes, it is. So that's a radar indicated extension there. So they'll either take off this observed tag soon, or they'll just leave it on there for 36 more minutes. I don't know what the SPC will do about that, or National Weather Service, but there's a look at Connor's feed. I have not gotten an ad on this, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, we'll see. But wow. What a storm, man. What a storm. Let me listen to what Connor's saying on this. He's saying we need 1 area rotation, not 2. So we'll just keep an eye on that. I'm just going to keep you guys on Connor's feed for a bit. I'm risking you guys seeing an ad, but I mean, come on. We've all seen ads. Let's see. Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. Yeah, you definitely need to watch out. 100%. I can't give you a solid forecast, but we are definitely looking at the potential for 70 mile-an-hour winds out there for tomorrow, right around 7 o'clock Eastern. You definitely want to watch out. I was debating chasing very close to your location, so I was thinking about heading up towards your direction. Southern PA is what I was going to target for tomorrow's threat, but I'm still unsure if I'm going to do it. Probably not. Legacy, if you're less than 40 minutes, yeah. I'm either going to end in 39 minutes or, what is that? I can't do that math. An hour 9. Either 39 minutes or an hour 9. I don't plan on going beyond 3 hours in, which is an hour and 9 minutes away. Keyword plan, because you never know. Connor may have a this might be a long track supercell here that we have to deal with. It's broken through the cap, and that's what we were waiting for, to see if any storm would break that cap. Also, look at this really quick. This is not the one Connor's on. But look at that. Solid supercell right there. And not tornado warned, not even severe, but we'll keep an eye on that. I'll update you guys if that manages to spark up again. Still some storms in South Dakota trying to fire up too. A lot of these have little areas of interesting hook features. Like the Omaha had it. The Omaha cell had it before. 2 storms in South Dakota have had it. That storm in Nebraska now has it. The storm Connor's on. This thing could be a big issue. This is probably our conditional strong tornado threat right here. Like I said, there was a very low chance we see a strong tornado, but this is probably the storm that's going to give you the best chance for a strong tornado today. So early heads up to you guys out there, Battle Creek. Not really early for you guys, but Madison, Stanton, north of Columbus in northeastern Nebraska. Conditional tornado threat, potentially even a strong tornado threat out in your neck of the woods. So make sure you are make sure you're ready for the potential of tornadoes tonight. Sorry, I got distracted. Somebody, let me go find that tweet again. Somebody was saying something about a anticyclonic tornado. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Was that Landspout anticyclonic? I didn't even think about that. Let me go back some. I don't see it being anticyclonic at any point on reflectivity. Tornado. I wouldn't fully rule out one tornado somewhere in Tennessee, but a notable tornado threat tomorrow is definitely not anticipated for Tennessee. So a tornado can't be completely ruled out in the entirety state of Tennessee. We may have one tornado somewhere in this state tomorrow. But at the moment, it's not anticipated nor possible. But I'd still keep an eye out for, all it takes is one storm to take advantage of any type of wind shear out there, and then it could produce a very quick spin-up tornado. No strong tornado threat tomorrow in Tennessee. No widespread tornado threat. Just some storms might rotate a little. So, I'd keep out for a brief tornado potential if I'm in. Let me just give you the area here. If I'm in that marginal risk, I'd keep an eye out for the potential of a brief tornado tomorrow. The more concentrated tornado threat is expected to be Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. That's where we could see 2, maybe even 3 tornadoes tomorrow. Outside of that 2%, like I said, if you're in the rest of that marginal risk, back out in this area, these areas I'm putting X's at, then you can't fully rule out a tornado, but it's not anticipated. It's a less than a 2% chance. We're still observed for 30 more minutes. Even though it's not on the ground. Let's see. Local risk for hail and strong winds cross portions of north central Texas, Panhandle, and north central and western Oklahoma. There's a risk for isolated hail and strong wind gusts, but watch issuance is not anticipated currently. All right, let me look at severe warnings. So the one in Nebraska, the one in near Omaha, the ones in Oklahoma. Ooh, New Mexico. I didn't see that one. Significant severe for 29 more minutes right over Causey in New Mexico. And then we have another severe I don't think I've seen that is significant too. Is it this one? Oh, no, we've looked at that. So that's the Omaha one. Yeah. So this storm's probably going to merge in with this cell here. Your primary tornado threat's going to come from this Battle Creek supercell. That's going to be the thing that may keep us here for 3 hours as opposed to 2 hours and 30 minutes. Hello, Voice of Liberty. Don't think I've seen you in here in a little bit. Hopefully you're having a great day. What? Oh, another tornado warning.
4. Northeastern Madison County in south central Iowa, Madison County in Iowa.
Yep, that's on the ground. I told you guys couldn't rule out another tornado out here in Iowa. I knew that was a possibility. All right, it has been, or that's most likely going to make this a tornado outbreak. That storm near Potato Creek. Did I... Potato. Yeah, definitely potato. Potato Creek. South Dakota. That might just have a potential air rotation on it, so we'll keep an eye on that. But we now have a confirmed tornado out here in Iowa. Huh. Where was this located? Law enforcement has confirmed a tornado 6 miles southwest of Des Moines, moving south at 5. 6 miles southwest of Des Moines. Here's downtown Des Moines, 6 miles? Ain't no way that's 6 miles. Oh, 6 miles west, southwest of West Des Moines. That's like right here. So somewhere right here we have a tornado on the ground. Let me get that out. So there's a tornado on the ground somewhere in this area. Very hard to see from radar. Here's a live look at that storm in Nebraska from our Chaser Connor Croft's view out there near Madison. Yeah, he's talking about it getting rain wrapped. I tried not to cut him off there, but I ended up cutting him off there anyways. That's our Chaser Connor Croft. Storm is above my face cam that he's looking at out there in Battle Creek. Really solid supercell. Very solid supercell. The one in Iowa, there's not a hook, but this one in Battle Creek, there is an embedded hook echo right here. If you're looking above my face cam, there's an embedded hook ad southwest of Battle Creek. Ooh, PC benefits. I'll take some PC benefits. If you give me a free PC, I'll take it. But yes, this thing is, it does have an embedded hook out there in Battle Creek. So, well, now that we went through that ad, now I know that we won't get one for like 15, 30 minutes on Connor's feed. Now I can go look at model runs for Thursday again. When is the 00? Oh, I am way too early to be looking for the 00Z. Yikes. HRRR has this stuff kicking off at 10, but it's kicking off now in Northeast Nebraska. Dude. Y'all. This could be a very dangerous situation. Really quickly. Look at this. I'm gonna go off of Connor's feed to show y'all this. Are we still at an observed warning? Okay, we're not. Good. I gotta show y'all this. So, HRRR is off on the timing. It has these storms firing up at 11 o'clock. But look how fast they grow into a potential derecho. Look at that. Look at that. That would be a very, very serious derecho going right through Kansas City. Right through Omaha. I mean, that would impact millions of people because they'd start off with big hail and tornadoes up here, rapidly grow upscale into a significant line of damaging winds, and then begin to weaken as they leave Kansas City. So, even though HRRR says this is 11 o'clock tonight, we'll say this is 7. No, we'll say this is 7 o'clock, which HRRR has as 10. Hold on, let's hear this tornado warning really quick. You heard Connor there. Here comes the tornado warning. I want to see where that is. Oh, it's one, Iowa.
Tornado warning for northeastern Madison County in south central Iowa, northwestern Warren County in south central Iowa, Madison, and Warren County in Iowa.
Yeah, that's another observed warning. I don't think that is twins. I believe that's just for this storm here that has a tornado on the ground. So they've issued 2 observed warnings in this whole area for that storm right here that has a tornado on the ground. And it's kind of stationary, so they don't know exactly where that's going to move. It could start moving southwest with the outflow boundary, could start moving southeast away from the outflow boundary. So it could do that. We'll just see. That's because I was having that towards Nebraska. But thanks for pointing that out, Caleb. Were observed in Iowa. All right, let me switch back to Connor so I can fix that then. Okay. So that's Connor Croft's live feed. Look at that fat mesocyclone, by the way. That's like the dream right there. This would make me happy on any day. Even if it's a high-risk day, I'd be happy with that. That is a really solid... I consider that low precip because I can actually see it. Mesocyclone. So really good shot there of the supercell going towards Madison, Nebraska by Connor Croft. That is a live feed, by the way. So that's what he is seeing right now. That is what the storm looks like right now. And at any given second, we could have a tornado drop from that mesocyclone. You could start to see a funnel start to touch down, and then boom, could quickly become a tornado. So that is why we have a tornado warning in place out there in Nebraska. Because that thing can drop a tornado quicker than you think. It can drop it fast. Oh. Wait. Okay, never mind, never mind. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay. No? Well, let me try this program. Nope. The National Hurricane Center is not updating. I believe they just highlighted that area I talked about in the main development region earlier today. The one I just talked about like 30 minutes ago. I think they just highlighted it at the 8 o'clock advisory, but it's not out. I think College of DuPage has tropical outlooks. Oh, no, they do tropical. So if there's like a tropical storm, dang. So that's pretty much useless then. That's basically what I'm saying. Oh well. Well, once that comes out, I'll let y'all know. I will let y'all know. Lord have mercy. 100 degree heat indexes are possible for me tomorrow. Sheesh. Pray for me. we ain't used to this stuff. This stuff's murdering us down here. Too much heat. I'm hoping this storm quits pretty soon out here in northeastern Nebraska. That way we can end without this this storm cranking out here. Again, we do have a tornado on the ground southwest of Des Moines, Iowa. So if you are in Patterson, Martinsdale, Spring Hill, Norwalk, make sure you are in your safe spot. Tornadoes are on the ground somewhere in those warnings. I can't tell you exactly where because it's not. It's probably a land spout, which those are not detectable by radar. Also, that storm in Omaha that produced 3-inch hail now warned for 1.75-inch hail. So that's been downgraded. Most of these storms are no longer significant. Let me go look in Oklahoma. Okay, we still have 3 significant severes in, or actually 2 in Oklahoma, 1 in Kansas. And we also still have that one in New Mexico. Lot of activity tonight. 28 severe thunderstorm warnings, 4 tornado warnings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those severe warnings are in Canada, so only 22 severe warnings in the US, which isn't an only. I don't know why I said only. Typical severe events only get to around between 10 to 15, sometimes pushing 20, so we're at 22. That's a lot. Oh yeah, I've seen it, Caleb. That's why I thought this storm in Omaha was going to have the potential to be tornadic. But it just grew upscale into a big hailer instead. That is what helped initiate all the thunderstorms in Omaha. Let's see. Oh, we got a picture of the tornado in Iowa, I think. Yep. Yep. Somebody got the tornado in Martinsdale, Iowa. Another land spout, from what I can tell. Man. Oh, we just got something else. We got a severe warning in western Iowa for an observed hail threat of 1 inch in diameter. That's for Underwood in west central Iowa. Oh, I can listen to Connor's feed real quick. So we'll keep watching this storm southwest of Norfolk in northeastern Nebraska. That could easily produce a tornado. Connor said this might have been on the ground. Connor said we may have had a brief touchdown with this storm up here in northeast Nebraska. So, yeah. We'll just continue to keep an eye on this in northeast Nebraska as we're continuing to see these tornado warnings here. I'm just on Twitter. I guess I follow the right people and I have the right For You page. Because I get them pretty quick. Let's see here. Welcome back, Legacy. Sorry for missing your comment. Haley, nothing yet. My parents are gonna hold off until later for presents. Which I have no idea what I'm getting at all. I will be happy with anything. Especially food. That's the one thing I told my parents to get me was food. That way I can stay alive. But yeah, we like to save presents until our family comes over. And I think that's sometime in like early July or late this week. I don't know. Sometime between now and July 4th. Sometime between now and July 4th, I'll see what I get for my birthday. Yeah, food. Food, Caleb. Food. Literally. That's what every guy wants. Food. Yes, it is Voice of Liberty. I'm waiting to see behind these trees if Connor has a tornado on the ground here. Here, how about we watch this together? Let's see if Connor has a tornado on the ground here. After he does this U-turn. Still a tornado on the ground south of Des Moines. We're waiting to see what this looks like when Connor pops we here. Man, real quick while he does that. Look at all the hail reports out of southeastern Omaha, Nebraska. Look at that. Just a bunch of hail reports. Let's see. I don't see it on the ground currently. So I'll switch that over if Connor gets anything. This thing's probably beginning to weaken as it's getting more clustered up. We'll see if this can try to produce a tornado before it dies out here. Or before it gets too messy. This storm might try to back up here. Depending on what happens with this, the evolution of this storm. It may just merge in with the northern side of this messy cluster. But we'll see. We will see. Yeah, this thing hasn't dropped a tornado yet. It is yet to be, yet to drop a tornado. Oh, another hail report in southeastern Omaha. Man, how many do we have now? Those reports are racking up. 5 tornadoes, 81 hail, and 87 wind. Connor's about to have a tornado on the ground now. That thing is really ramped up. Look at that. Now that is what you call a funnel, people. And that is quickly trying to become a tornado. Very, very, very close to being a tornado right there. Ooh. Connor just switched our POV there. Look at that. That is some rapid rotation, y'all. This is the storm in northeastern Nebraska. Towards Madison. Going towards Madison. That funnel is ripping. That is a crazy funnel, man. Jeez. A little bit of a language warning. We'll see what Connor says here.
Just needs to condense. Big wind here. Here it goes! Here it goes! There it is! There it is! Brief, but it did it! Oh my gosh, this is insane.
Isn't that occluding? Touches down. You literally just jinxed it. Caden just jinxed it. And it is fully gone. What? That's an ad right there, too. It dies that fast? Dude, that thing disappeared so quick. Wow. Now that That is a brief tornado. That is a brief tornado right there. Gracious day. I'm unsure if that actually fully touched the ground. I'm gonna go back in his live stream and see if there was any debris at the bottom. Okay. I'm gonna quickly tweet about this. This is northwest of... Oh, no, dead west. West of Madison, Nebraska. And how long ago was this? We'll say 2 minutes. There we go. Almost. Looks like it almost touched down completely. Very close. If not, it did. Alright, let me go back and listen to Connor. Five more minutes on these two observed warnings, southwest of Des Moines, Iowa. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So I think two storms to watch. Keep an eye on this one, but the main one is definitely going to be this one here. This storm moving to the southeast. And then we'll still keep an eye out for multiple brief tornadoes and landspout potential all the way from near Davenport, Iowa, back out to the west and south here. Let me just show y'all. This whole area here could still see a couple brief tornadoes and or landspouts over the next hour or so. So we'll keep an eye on that. Most likelihood for tornadoes and landspouts would be from this cluster of storms here south of Davenport, or Des Moines, Iowa. South of Des Moines, Iowa. Said Davenport. I don't know why I had Davenport in my head. Oh, duh, because I just said it. Back out here. That's why. Oh, what's that? Law enforcement reported a funnel cloud with this storm here. Definitely was a funnel, but we'll see. I can't really tell if it was a tornado. Hold on, I gotta fix this. Give me just a second. Okay.
Central Madison County in south central Iowa, Madison County in Iowa.
Gracious day. Another tornado warning. That is something. Give me just another moment, y'all. I have to keep doing this over and over again. What was that new warning? Radar indicated, okay. Let me open up this link to Connor's feed. There we go. There. Okay, finally did it. Alrighty. Now I can finally close all this stuff out. Here's a look at Connor Croft's feed again. He's got a pretty good storm. I'll go look through all these warnings really fast. Still observed, and then a new radar indicated one. So in 2 minutes, we'll be without an observed warning, unless this storm in Nebraska goes observed. So we currently have 5 tornado warnings, but in 1 minute, we're going to be left with 2. Also going to get rid of this satellite imagery here. Move the models over this way. Alrighty. So that's a live look out there near Madison in northeastern Nebraska on a tornadic supercell that just produced a tornado, or a possible tornado. It was very, very close to a touchdown if it didn't. And if it did touchdown, it was for literally 1-2 seconds before it then lifted. And storms also produced a land spout earlier today as well. So, geez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 tornado reports southwest of Des Moines right now. Let me see if I can get those reports on here and show y'all on radar scope. Pretty much all of those are going to be duplicate reports, but here you go. Let me go over to our scene here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tornado reports out here. 12 tornado reports. That is crazy. Oh, some of these are funnels, actually. Hold on. Some of these are funnels. Look at that. Funnel. Let's see how many of these are actually tornadoes. Funnel. Oh, my word. Funnel. Are these all? Oh, there's your tornado. Funnel. Tornado. Funnel. Tornado. So actually only 3 of those are tornadoes. I thought all of them were tornadoes till I clicked on it. Oh, there's another funnel one too. So actually only 3 out of those 13 reports are tornadoes. Which is still a lot, but that's a big difference. The difference between 3 and 13 tornadoes is a lot. Big difference there. Didn't realize the tornado icon and the funnel icon on radar scope is exactly the same. Exactly the same. But anyways, we're left with 2 tornado warnings. Both are radar indicated. This one's for, wow, that's familiar. Winterset, Iowa, inside a tornado warning. Tornadoes imminent or possibly even on the ground. As well as with this storm back out south of Battle Creek in Nebraska for 14 more minutes. Tornadoes imminent or possibly even on the ground out there in Madison, Nebraska. We'll see what they do, but they will probably issue another tornado warning shortly for an extension of this one near Madison, Nebraska, as that is going to be moving out of the warned area really soon. What was the biggest tornado outbreak you've ever covered? Was the double high risk? Yeah. I covered that for 8 hours. Pretty sure that's the biggest one. I don't think anything's ever been close to that. If not, then the April 26th outbreak this year. That one was probably close, but not as big as the double high risk, March 31st, 2023. Official tornado report from a storm chaser out there in northeastern Nebraska. So that is going to mark 6 tornado reports, which makes it a tornado outbreak.
Warning for southeastern Madison County in northeastern Nebraska,
Wouldn't be
northeastern
shocked if
Platte
that's
County in
observed.
northeastern Nebraska, southwestern Stanton
Nope.
County in northeastern Nebraska, Madison, Platte, and Stanton County in Nebraska.
So that's not an observed warning, but it is a radar indicated tornado warning. So there you go. Radar indicated tornado warning. An extension, just like I thought. And this is a big mesocyclone, y'all. This could put down a big tornado if it manages to get its act together here. We will see if that happens or not. So we're going to stay live for at least another 32 more minutes. And we'll see what this storm looks like towards the end of that. And pending what that is, will end or not end stream. Still 2 considerables left out there in Oklahoma for 11 more minutes, 26 more minutes, 41 more minutes on that considerable in New Mexico. And then we just got another considerable for 2.5-inch hail, which is tennis ball sized hail out here in Martin, South Central South Dakota. And then we just have a mess of severe warnings out here in southern and eastern Iowa. One of those is considerable for 70 more minutes. Or not 70 more minutes, but rather, 71 more minutes. Also warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds there. And it is tour possible because those velocities may spin up right up in this area. So we'll be keeping an eye on that too. Definitely no shortage of things to cover here. Whole lot of warnings, whole lot of severe warnings, and 3 tornado warnings currently. Let's see here. Okay, that's good. The HRRR did get rid of that Doomsday MCS. I still think an MCS with damaging winds up to 70 is possible tonight. But the HRRR that I showed y'all about 30 minutes ago, that scenario does seem unlikely right now. So hopefully that stays the case. Wow. What's Connor's thought on that mesocyclone? Because that's a big area of rotation, y'all. Let's go back over to that. That may be something we just have to stay on now. I'm moving these radar sites around to the closest storms. Okay, this is the radar site I want to stay on, probably. So that's the middle radar site. Keep this one here. And I guess we don't really need this one anymore, but we'll keep it here just in case these storms try something. But I think they'll die out here shortly in central Nebraska. So we're going to stay with this storm that's currently tornado warning in northeast Nebraska, as it has a massive area of rotation with it. Not the strongest, but just the overall size of the area of rotation is concerning. Oops. So we'll continue to monitor this very, very closely. I mean, if it ramps up, like Indiana said, we would be in big trouble. This is in northeast Nebraska. And Caleb, I don't think so. I think the main event is already past. I think we're starting to go downhill now. I think we're starting on our weakening trend. But this storm's still going to stay strong for at least another 2 hours. So if they do go enhanced, it's going to be for literally this one storm. So I don't think they will. But we'll see. Yeah, Connor pointed it out too. He also said it's probably going to be rain wrapped. Oh lordy. Yeah, this is probably gonna be a bad tornado, y'all. If it gets its act together. Let's hope it does not. There's the new NHC Outlook, and look what they highlighted. They highlighted exactly what I was talking about. And that thing does have a solid chance of becoming a depression. Right now, they have it at a 20%, but it could do something. They actually don't have that moving too far north, so this would actually be the scenario where it goes into the Gulf and then possibly into Mexico or Texas. So this might have a chance to impact the U.S. I thought they were going to have it more like this. So I thought their AOI would be more north. Let me go back over here. Yeah, there's 2 more tornado reports, so we're up to at least 6 tornadoes now. Yesterday we had 2. The one in northern Minnesota did produce a tornado, and then the only tornado warning we got overnight, in Wisconsin did produce a tornado. So good on the National Weather Service. Both of those tornadoes were warned, and warned for quite a bit before they produced a tornado as well. So really good job of the National Weather Service last night and yesterday as a whole. Today is already a bigger day than yesterday's enhanced risk if we go off of just reports alone. But yesterday we definitely had more PDSs. Today we've only had 1 PDS severe. Today we had more tornado warnings for sure. We had 2 yesterday. We're probably past 20 today. I don't know how much hail we had yesterday, but we did have 3-inch hail today. HRRR still has Kansas City seeing significant damaging winds right around, let's see, this is midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., about 4 a.m. Eastern, 3 a.m. Central. It will probably be pretty late, Haley. Probably close to midnight Eastern time. Midnight, 1 a.m. Eastern time, so 11 p.m. midnight your time. Where they consider a watch. It just depends on what they think these storms are going to do. And I'll also say this, too. These storms weren't forecasted over Omaha, so I don't know what that's going to mean for the future forecast for your area. I don't know if those are going to be tampering with anything or if these outflow boundaries, which are absolutely absurd, are going to slam into this supercell and push it more west. I don't know. I do not know. Because the HRRR really doesn't have those storms. The newer one does, and it has both of these moving east, but the northern one's moving east, yes. But this is still just chilling here in southern Omaha, which is why we now have flash flood warnings out for portions of Omaha.
Tornado warning for southwestern Cedar County in east central Iowa, east central Johnson County in east central Iowa, northwestern Muscatine County in east central Iowa, Cedar, Johnson, and Muscatine County in Iowa.
Okay, they did put a tornado warning on that due to the embedded hook echo that has now begun to form. You can see an embedded supercell with an embedded hook echo out here, just to the west of West Liberty in eastern Iowa. Velocities aren't that strong in it at the moment, but that could get its act together pretty fast. So we'll have to be keeping an eye on that as well. So that's going to put us right back up to 4 tornado warnings. Right back up to 4 tornado warnings now. Let's see here. So we'll continue to watch this as it moves off to the southeast. This event is definitely overperforming. For sure. For sure overperforming. It's really overperformed everywhere. The only... I mean, it has. Look at that. We saw almost 80-mile-an-hour winds out there in Indiana. Some damage reports and 65-plus-mile-an-hour winds out there in Illinois. Multiple tornadoes in Iowa. Multiple large hail events in southern South Dakota. Over 2-inch in diameter. Still ongoing. Multiple tornadoes in Nebraska with large hail damaging winds. Multiple instances of significant damaging winds in Oklahoma. Multiple instances of significant damaging winds in Texas, as well as one instance in eastern New Mexico. So, I mean, this stuff's overperformed pretty much everywhere. It's really overperformed everywhere. Then we got this big storm going. Oh, geez. Amarillo, you probably want to get in your safe spot for this storm. Amarillo, Texas, you probably want to be in your safe spot. This looks like a pretty rough storm. Let me see if we have any cameras out here. I'm sure we do, but do we have any good cameras? I said Amarillo, right? Yep, Amarillo. Let's see here. Image unavailable. Image unavailable. So, no good cameras. Yeah, none that are useful out here. Well, there is one that's okay. I'll see if that updates again. If it does, I'll show you. But Amarillo, Texas, you probably want to be seeking shelter. This storm will most likely have about 70-mile-an-hour winds with it. Keep an eye on that. I'm probably gonna forget to check that because they may upgrade that to 80. That looks really rough. If anything happens in Armadillo, contact Lucky. Man. Yeah, I don't know what Lucky's doing right now. Probably playing a game or something. Oh, he's playing Roblox. This dude says he can't stream, but I don't know, man. He makes up all these excuses and then goes plays Roblox for 2-3 hours. He can stream. He can. There ain't nothing wrong. No, those are all outflow boundaries. That's what fired all of our cells out here. Or was you talking about a different question here? Is that an unwarned tornado near Quincy looking from the Davenport radar site? Let me see. Quincy, Iowa. Looking from the... What? Okay, must be Quincy, Illinois. Yeah. Where? Where are we looking at here? If you're looking at this storm, it's way too far away to talk anything about a tornado, and it doesn't even look tornadic. This is now a destructive storm for 80-mile-an-hour winds, as well as a tornado possible out here in Lone Tree, Iowa. So that is a life-threatening situation for 80-mile-an-hour winds. The second one of the day, that is PDS. That's our second PDS severe of the day. One was for hail, and this one's for wind. Which, yeah, I mean, I don't blame them for doing that. You can see this pocket of 70-plus mile-an-hour winds here. Going right for southern West Liberty. And this could spin up a tornado on the northern side, too, generally in this area. So make sure you're in your safe spot if you're in West Liberty, Lone Tree, Hills, Conesville, Fruitland. Make sure you guys are all in your safe spot there. That is a life-threatening situation for the potential of 80-mile-an-hour winds. In West Liberty, you need to seek shelter for the potential of 80-mile-an-hour winds and a tornado. That is in East Iowa. This thing's getting its act together, man. You can see the hook is starting to form out, but this thing might go into a big MCS. This might be the start of our line of damaging winds, and more convection might start forming around it. So we'll see. We will see what this storm tries to do here. I definitely want to be keeping a very, very close eye on it. Let me see what Connor is saying. Nothing. He's driving currently. He's currently just driving. This storm, we'll see what happens with it. Like I said, it's either going to turn into an outflow dominant, significant wind threat, or a tornado. A tornado threat or a significant line of damaging winds, one or the other. Or it could eventually turn into both. It could drop a tornado here and stay tornadic for a while, then go upscale into a line of damaging winds. There's a few scenarios with that storm. I think the most likely scenario is it staying tornadic for about another hour, maybe even an hour and a half, towards about 9:30, 10 p.m. Eastern, and then it turns into a line of damaging winds. Poor Des Moines, man. Look at all the reports of funnel clouds and some tornadoes out there south of Des Moines. Been a crazy day out there. Those were a lot more intense than forecasted. A lot more intense than forecasted. Which one? This one says a severe threat for large hail of 2.5 inch in diameter, damaging wind gusts, and a few landspouts tornado. It will continue across watch issuance 459. That is in Iowa. Yep. I'm reading that now. Upscale growth is not anticipated until later this evening. Until then, while the daylight remains, the chance for a couple landspout tornadoes with large hail will continue with a more discrete cell mergers and supercells that manage to avoid... Oh, wait, hold on. I read that wrong. The chance for landspout tornadoes and large hail will continue with more discrete storms that avoid mergers and interactions. I mean, these are... Yeah, okay, I see what they mean. Alright. So probably the main tornado threat will be this one southwest of Des Moines. Out here in Iowa. We'll still keep an eye on the one back out here towards West Liberty, but that's becoming a big windbag and small hail potential. And this is in a radar hole now. This storm's really been trying towards Madison. It's really been trying. It's just not going so well for it. I'm still getting more hail reports from Omaha. Still getting hail reports from Omaha, even though there's barely any storm left over there. That's crazy. We've actually had 3 destructives today, because that was there was 2 destructives on that Omaha storm. Now we've had 4. This one's one for 80-mile-an-hour winds again, west of Davenport. So that beats yesterday's destructive severes. So today is bigger in every way than yesterday. We'll just see if we get a big line of damaging winds here. Or if we stay more of this, this messy, clustery mode with damaging winds, large hail, and a couple tornado potentials. North of OKC, let me see. That's just contaminated, buddy. Yeah, all that is full contamination. Just a big wind threat with that. Wouldn't fully rule out a tornado threat with this, as it continues to do cell mergers. We could manage to see a tornado somewhere in here, where that, where it has that supercell look to it. So we'll keep an eye out for like Stillwater and downstream Perkins, Langston, Oklahoma for the potential of a tornadic threat. And that is now destructive for Amarillo, just like I was saying. So that's our 4th destructive severe. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our 5th destructive severe now. So that's our 5th destructive severe of the day. We have 3 destructive severes currently active. So 3 life-threatening situations, all for damaging winds. So Amarillo, you're in a life-threatening situation for 80-mile-an-hour winds. You have to seek shelter. And that could be really bad. That looks like a really bad storm. We'll see. Amarillo could be in a really bad situation right now. West Liberty, I don't see much of a tornado threat with that storm anymore. But you're still potentially seeing tornadic-like and hurricane-like wind speeds there. I think our biggest tornado threat is going to be this thing right here. This thing right here, moving off to the southeast. The storms in Iowa, we'll still monitor them. There'll be brief landspout and tornado potentials, but if we're going to see anything big today, any big tornadoes, it's going to come from this discrete supercell moving towards Omaha over the next couple hours. So we are at 3 tornado warnings still. We're up to 34 severes. We are up to 34 severes. I can't even tell you where they all are. Let's just look at them. Look at all these severes. I mean, Amarillo, northeast of Amarillo, north of Oklahoma City, eastern Nebraska, northern Nebraska, southwest South Dakota, south central South Dakota, western Iowa, central Iowa, southeast Iowa, western Illinois, northern Illinois, and even Kentucky. So many severes. And then we also have a few more up in Canada, too. Up here in Ontario. A lot in Ontario. I think this is what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 severes in Ontario. Let's see if I counted that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Ontario.
Central Iowa, East Central Adair County in southwestern Iowa, Adair, and Madison County in Iowa.
A little bit late on that. Unmuting that, but there's your new tornado warning going west of Winterset, Iowa now. Wow. That's thanks to your outflow boundary. That's what's promoting that stuff to be tornadic. Another severe for 2.5-inch hail. This one's for Shelby in west central Iowa. I can't keep up with all this stuff. How did we go from not much anticipated today to a full-on tornado and severe weather outbreak? Gracious day. I mean, my word, this is enough activity for a big enhanced with a small moderate. Man. Another severe, another severe, another severe. We just got 3 more severes, dude. But we did lose some more. So we're at 34. We gained some and lost some. There's this big cluster of storms in eastern Iowa that's just going to be a massive windbag. It's just going to be a big windbag for a while. ARRR barely even has that. This stuff should weaken towards, I'd say 9:30, 10 o'clock. That stuff in east central Iowa is going to start weakening as it moves into west central Illinois. Let's see here. I mean, this thing's still a big supercell. We'll see if they continue that tornado warning. If they continue that tornado warning, it's going to be in the next 6 minutes here for northeastern Nebraska. So we'll see if they end up continuing that or not. Wow. I mean, this could try to produce a tornado. It's still a big supercell here. I don't know if they're going to continue that warning. They may not. I wouldn't be too surprised if they don't, to be honest. I think they will, though. Alright, let's go back up to, oh, there you go.
Tornado warning for northwestern Colfax County in northeastern Nebraska,
Yep.
northeastern Platte County in northeastern Nebraska, south central Stanton County in northeastern Nebraska, Colfax, Platte, and Stanton County in Nebraska.
So they did continue that warning for 30 more minutes. So that puts us up to 4 warnings. Again, I think we lost one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we did lose one. We lost one for Winterset. The Winterset Iowa one expired. So we're still at 4. There's another severe. Gracious day. This is some crazy activity, my word. What do we have to beat for the biggest overall outbreak for June? Today's at 214 reports. Okay, the 22nd's at 254. 255. Oh, 388 for June 13th. Okay, let's keep going back. Keep going back. Oh, June 13th is the biggest outbreak overall for this month so far. At 388 total reports. 109 hail, 263 wind, 16 tor. And I remember tracking that. Big time. Most of those tornadoes in Kansas were all unwarned. I remember tracking that for hours. I don't think we're going to beat 388 reports today. We're at 214 so far. So to beat it, we'd have to get, over half more than what we have now. And I don't think that's going to happen. Like I said, I think we're starting to wind down on the activity overall. We've really reached peak. I think we reached peak a while ago. The thing is, we just happen to have 2 storms that are really hanging on in terms of the significant threat. One of those is this one in east central Iowa, and then the one in Amarillo. Which actually, the one in Amarillo, that thing... Yeah, that thing's still holding on. That thing is still holding on. Both of them are holding on. So the one in Amarillo and the one in east central Iowa. I can't even tell you how many significant severes. Let's see. I'm going to count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 significant severes currently. 12 significant severes. My goodness. Just so much activity, man. I'm okay ending with all those severes active as long as this big supercell doesn't do anything, because I don't want to end and then us see a crazy tornado threat develop. We are getting late, though, so if this thing's gonna do it, it's now. Between 8 and 9 o'clock, and it's 8:33. So if it's gonna do it, it's gonna have to do it between, I think, the next 27 minutes. I think the next 27 minutes, and then that tornado threat's gonna go down a lot. If not, it's already begun going down out here. So we'll see. We will continue to keep an eye on this and see what happens. Alrighty. So again, just make sure you guys are staying very extremely hyper weather aware if you are in these watches. I'm pretty surprised we didn't see a watch for northeast Oklahoma, or I should say north central Oklahoma and north central Panhandle of Texas. It must be too conditional, or I should say not widespread enough. You know, it's really only this storm and this storm in these areas. And then you kind of have this cell towards Miami and northeast Panhandle, Texas, but that thing's meh. It's already starting to die out. Am I getting a break from the heat? No. Tomorrow's our hottest day. Tomorrow's the hottest forecasted day we've had in a really long time. So definitely not. No. Not at all. And then early July looks ridiculous too, possibly up to like 103, 105. I'll see if that forecast went down. Normal temperature tomorrow, 97 with a heat index of over 100. But let me see on July 4th, see if they went down on the forecast a bit. Please go down a bit. Nope. They went down a bit. It was like 103 or 105 2-3 days ago. It's down to 100 on July 4th. So, not too bad. Oh, Wednesday's up to 99 now. So tomorrow's up to 99 temps forecasted with, so heat indexes are probably going to get well beyond that. Wow. HRRR, I'm going to go look at the HRRR for temperatures. HRRR, my area. 102 without heat index. Now what about with heat index? So 102 without the heat index, with it for tomorrow. It still says 102. Lucky's gonna get to possibly 105 tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Well, at least there shouldn't be a shortage of instability. There shouldn't be a shortage of instability out there. That's the plus side of things. Still warned for 80-mile-an-hour winds out here in West Liberty. You can see this big pocket of 80 plus, or I should say 70 plus mile-an-hour winds, possibly up to 80 moving east still. This is going to go towards Davenport in about 30 minutes. This will be very close to Davenport. So Davenport, you need to start preparations now for the potential of 80 plus mile-an-hour winds. Right now, it looks to be maintaining at 80, but we could see greater than that if this continues to strengthen. Caleb, some people just don't like to chat that much, and sometimes once you get later, you start to not chat as much as well. I mean, if you want to, I can just kick you out so that way you don't have to say everyone left. And then we could just have a bit of a complete quiet chat if that would make you feel better. All right, let's go back over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep this radar site open so that way I can watch these storms in south central South Dakota. They look to be weakening from what I can tell, especially based on this loop you're watching right here. They look to be weakening in South Dakota, north central Nebraska. Look at how this wind bag came together. Dude, we're about to get a surge of 90-mile-an-hour winds. Or not 90, 80, 80. My bad. I said 90. A surge of 80-mile-an-hour winds. Look at how it strengthens. You could just see it. So, weak. Oh, here comes that surge of 70. They upgrade it to 80. Starts to weaken a bit. Here comes another surge of potentially 80. So, this is going to be another big wind bag right here. We'll see what this ends up doing. But, I mean, that has some intense wind speeds with it. Right here. Moving east. And they're probably going to intensify and then weaken a little bit. And then really intensify west, maybe, hopefully not, over Davenport. And then after Davenport, they're forecasted to weaken after they hit Davenport. But I hope it occurs before they hit Davenport. We should be getting the 00ZH RRR in here very shortly. Sorry I'm not going to the other storms. There's just so much to track. I'm forgetting to go through all the storms. There's so many right now. There's so many. The good news is I currently don't see a way that these storms are going to be growing upscale into an MCS to potential derecho tonight. I don't think that's on the table personally. Maybe isolated 60-mile-an-hour winds tonight for this area here. But I don't see us getting in on that derecho potential today. But we'll see. Got a mess of considerable severes for one storm. We have 1, 2, 3 considerable severes for one storm out here in west central Iowa. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 considerable plus severe warnings for this one storm. We have 2 warnings for this storm in Oklahoma. 2 warnings for this storm in Amarillo, Texas. 3 warnings for these storms, but they are different storms. So we'll say 2 warnings for this one, 1 for this one in South Dakota, north central Nebraska. So a good chunk of these are duplicate severe warnings. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tornado warnings still. 2 of those, I believe, yeah. 2 expire in 3 minutes, and then another 2 expire in 18 minutes. We'll see. We'll see if we get any more between now and the next 18 more minutes here. Which I think we'll get at least 1 at minimum. All right, let me check in with Connor. What's he saying now? I haven't seen what he's up to in a minute. He's just core punching that supercell that's tornado 1 in northeast Nebraska. If we do have a tornado with this, it'd be south of Clarkson in northeastern Nebraska. They may issue another warning for this. It's already starting to leave this current warning here. They got to keep up, man. We're going to have 3 tornado warnings on this one storm if they're going to issue another one here. This one was too small. I mean, they issued it when it was on, like, this scan here for this area. It should have been out more. It's too small of a warning. Pretty much this small of an extension here. That's only going to last, like, 15 minutes. Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. It's going to start getting out in the next 3 minutes. That'll be 15 minutes there. Or miss the weather. I mean, tomorrow we shouldn't see too much, but I don't know. It could overperform like today. It could overperform like today. You never know. I'm going to wait until at least these storms get right over Davenport. We're gonna keep streaming until until after the outlook. I didn't plan to go past 3 hours, but oh well. It happens. Sometimes I'm needed longer than I anticipate. The good news is we should be through Prime. I mean, we shouldn't see much of this significant stuff continue for too much longer. So I hope we're done. I hope we're done with this crazy activity, but I don't know.
Tornado warning for Central Rock Island County in northwestern Illinois, southwestern Scott
Gotta
County
be
in east
kidding
central
me.
Iowa, northeastern Muscatine County in east central Iowa,
I saw that.
Rock Island County in Illinois,
I
Muscatine, and
did.
Scott County in Iowa.
I did see that. See these little velocities here? See those tiny velocities there? They already warned it because these reds could wrap into that green and blue velocity there, and it could produce a tornado. So we lost 2 tornado warnings, but we gained a third one, and we're probably about to gain another one thanks to this storm already moving out of the warned area. Unless they believe that's not rotating anymore. And then the one towards Des Moines, I don't really know what's going on with that personally. So we're just gonna keep an eye on this stuff. That is a warning for downtown Davenport, by the way. And it is very much capable of producing a tornado at any given minute right here. Going towards the bluegrass in eastern Iowa. And this will go right towards Davenport. Let me see how many people are inside that warning. Let's see here. I gotta find it. Oh, it hasn't came through yet. Well, once it comes through, I'll let y'all know how many people are inside that warning. We'll see. We will see. Man, oh man. Alright, whilst we're waiting for those scans, let's go check on Texas again. They did downgrade that to 70 now, so once that destructive expires in 44 minutes, unless canceled, that will be downgraded. So hopefully that does get downgraded. And the one towards Oklahoma, we'll see what they issue for that new severe warning. I pray this thing ain't going to become tornadic, but it does have a good look to it. So we'll see. Hopefully there's a lacking ingredient over there that's going to stop it from doing something crazy like it normally does. Okay, we're finally beneath 30 severe warnings now. Beneath 25 in the US. So we're finally getting down on those severe warnings, but we'll see if that increases. Yeah, there's severe storms to your north, Caleb. Apparently there's 3 severe storms to your north. My bad, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all couldn't just issue one, you know, like that. You had to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, come on. What are we playing Tetris over here? You've got to be kidding me. That's crazy. Alright, let me go back over here. This could ramp up really quick going towards Davenport. That's why I keep on looking at it. We'll see. We will see. What's going... Okay, Destructive Severe in Amarillo. Destructive Severe heading towards Davenport. Tornado warning in Davenport. 2.5-inch hail in northern Nebraska. 2.5-inch hail in southern South Dakota. Tornado warning in eastern Nebraska. Tornado warning with barely any rotation in central Iowa. 4 severe thunderstorm warnings for 1 storm in north central Illinois. Let's see. Flash flooding northwest of St. Louis. Flash flooding in Omaha, and I think you're about caught up on the last 30 minutes. Considerable severe in Oklahoma and a marginal risk as well. That too. Oh, and a new AOI in the National Hurricane Center that I called. Now I think you're caught up. Caught up. I think you're caught up now. Depending on how long you've been, you've missed a full-fledged severe weather outbreak and tornado outbreak. We've had 7+ tornadoes today. It's going to be one of those days. Yeah. Yep. It's already been one of those days. We may have a tornado on the ground west of Bluegrass going towards Davenport. Keep a very, very close eye on the radar signatures on that, because we could have a tornado on the ground. Remember, tornado warning means a tornado's imminent or possibly even on the ground. And I think we just went... Hold on, let me go see. Oh, nope, we still have... Oh, no, I am right. Yep, it's gone. It's gone. It is no longer tornado warned out there in Nebraska. So we are without a tornado warning in Nebraska for the first time in a hot minute. First time in a hot minute. Now, not going to be the same thing for the next 40 minutes. At least the next 40 minutes out here in Iowa. We will probably be ending the stream under a tornado warning. Let's see here. All right. Let me go back to our analysis radar. Yeah, I don't see anything that says this is on the ground, but just that tight signature, it's not good looking there. Could be a brief spin-up tornado at any given second. That's not a fun look for a storm to have. So we'll keep an eye on that. They're still destructive on this for at least the next 39 minutes. Unless it is downgraded. The one in Amarillo is destructive for 38 more minutes unless downgraded further. Which I think that one in Amarillo, Texas weakened probably just barely before it went through Amarillo. From what I could tell. But all that matters is that it is weakening. So hopefully we continue that weakening phase. Right back up to 30 overall severes. But we are still below 30 in the U.S. I think they should have went enhanced for wind. Maybe not wind. I don't know what they'd go enhanced for, though, in eastern Nebraska. I think we needed a 5% tornado risk in Nebraska. The Iowa one was so conditional, so I don't know. I was anticipating a 5% out in Nebraska. Iowa, I'm really shocked with what Iowa did today. I don't know. I don't think we needed an enhanced risk, honestly. I know I said earlier we could have gone moderate, but being realistic, like, Now that the event's over, yes, we should have had an enhanced risk in place over this whole area here, and then maybe a moderate somewhere there. But I'm looking at this from a perspective of what did things say at 3 o'clock going into the 4 o'clock outlook, not what have we seen between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock to determine what this risk should have been. Yeah, the whole point in Outlook is forecasting the severe weather threat, not waiting until the severe threat's over, then issuing the Outlook. So, what Outlook should it have been at 4 o'clock, and how did that play out? Yeah, they could have gotten away with a moderate. I mean, I don't think it was needed or anything, or it was on the table, but they could have went for it. 3-inch hail, 80-mile-an-hour winds, and 6+ tornadoes. You ought to squeeze at least a high-end enhanced out of that. But like I'm saying, and like I said before, how did this look at 3 o'clock? At 3 o'clock, we were anticipating weak thunderstorms over Iowa with the potential of all hazards, low tornado threat, low hail threat, isolated wind threat that could be a little bit more notable. Nebraska, all hazards threat, bit more of an elevated tornado threat, which is why I think we should have had a 5%. South Dakota and northern Nebraska, we were anticipating a few thunderstorms, but they were anticipated to weaken rapidly, not re-intensify like how they are now. So that would have, slight risk would have been good enough up there. Oklahoma, I don't know what we were anticipating down there. I'll go look at older model runs real quick to see. Yeah, Oklahoma and Texas, the marginal risk is what should have been put there, and that's what they did. The random severe event that we had in central Missouri earlier with a bunch of these severes, I don't know how they knew that would happen, and the fact that they had a slight risk there, because models barely showed a thing with that. So props to the SBC for that one. I don't really think a model run showed much activity right now in central Missouri, which right now being actually 22Z, which is like 3 some hours ago. So I think honestly, I think their outlook was really good. I think their outlook was really good. But now that it's over, I would have said, an enhanced risk. But again, you got to look at it from the perspective of how did this threat look like before it started to occur. So I think the SBC did a great job today. Even though we had a destructive severe and a marginal risk, that was very conditional. The initiation in Oklahoma, marginal risk with significant winds, conditional. We weren't really anticipating either one of those things, yet both of them happened. The tornado threat, I mean, their 2% was really, really, really far away from the main, most of the main activity. This is where we had a lot of our tornadoes, like 3 or 4 tornadoes out here. Then we had 2 or 3 back out in this area. And then we had another one up here in northeastern Nebraska, maybe even 2 in northeastern Nebraska. So, but again, the tornado risk was very conditional in Iowa. I was anticipating the majority of our tornado activity up here, and then pretty much 15, 30 minutes after starting to stream, we had a confirmed warning here, 2 confirmed warnings here, another confirmed warning here. So it was like Iowa popped off, and that really wasn't anticipated. So, like I said, I think the SPC did a good job. That really interesting couplet of rotation going towards Davenport did break apart. I don't see that tornado, that big tornado threat with it anymore. It seems to have broken apart, and the wind threat looks to have started to decrease with that. So Davenport, you're currently under a severe for 70-mile-an-hour winds. I suggest seeking shelter because it is also for the possibility of a tornado. So I suggest seeking shelter if you're in Davenport. But that threat looks to be weakening at this point, and it should weaken rapidly after it hits you. Hopefully it's rapidly weakening now, which it seems like it is, but hopefully it continues that trend. One tornado warning left out here, southwest of Des Moines. I don't think they have a plan to issue a new one there, because that is 2 more minutes until it expires. So let's hope and pray we don't see another one there. Davenport still under that tornado warning for 32 more minutes. I think that's going to remain. We did just get another severe tornado possible outside of our watch area for Stockton in northwestern Illinois. Yeah, I think they'll do a few adjustments on the new outlook. Maybe some very minor ones. They may just add a little bit of the 2% tornado risk, may be expanded quite a lot to the northeast. They might add a slight somewhere down here, but I don't think so. And they might push that slight risk a bit to the southwest. So there's a few little adjustments that they might want to make just to account for the already ongoing severe storms. But we shouldn't see any major changes at this outlook. I think the highest major change we may see is a hatched wind threat. But again, I think the overall threat is beginning to decrease now. I believe we've been at peak for a while, and we're still at that peak activity. We're not really hitting that rapid decline of storms just yet. I mean, there's still plenty of severes to keep an eye on, so we're not hitting that rapid plummet in severe thunderstorm warnings just yet. I mean, gracious day. How many of these are torr possible? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 torr possible severes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 significant, 7 significant severes. So 8 torr possible severes and 7 significant severes. We're definitely not done with the severe threat. Like I said, I think we are winding down with that tornado threat, though. It is 9 o'clock. That's when I anticipated things to start to wind down. The peak tornado activity, I was thinking between 7 and 9. So that's why I went live. I planned to go live at 6:15, but we went live at like 5:30-ish, 5:35. Let's see if that new HRRR is out. What time is it? 9:01. I'd like to end the stream in 30 minutes. We'll see. I feel like HRRR is overdoing these storms here, but maybe not. This outflow boundary might ignite a whole heck of a load of severe storms here. We will see. Yeah, I know. I've been watching the Oklahoma one for a long time, Catman. It's had that look for a very long time. They haven't gone torr possible with it because I think they believe it's more elevated. No longer destructive. Let me just double check. Yeah, no longer destructive severe over Amarillo now, so that's great news. That's been downgraded. Still at destructive here, west of Davenport for 28 more minutes. All right, let me see here. Okay, desktop is muted. Good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, we'll just wait and watch here. A lot of this stuff is still torr possible. So we'll just keep watching it, y'all. We only have 1 tornado warning left, and we're back down to below 25 severes, so let's hope and pray it stays that way. Ah, shoot. We're now at a destructive severe. That's the 6th PDS one, I believe, that we've seen today. And that's out in north central Nebraska for 2.75-inch hail. My word. I'm telling y'all, we are popping off here today. Okay, we are without a destructive severe. Oh, nope. Nope. I just remembered. Come on, TRG. You legit just said that we just got a new destructive. So we do have a destructive severe because of this storm in north central Nebraska. But we lost our destructive severe in Iowa. That was downgraded. So because of this stupid storm, we're now right back up to destructive for 11 more minutes. The public's reported baseball-sized hail. Buddy, that ain't baseball. Buddy, that 3-inch hail. That is not baseball. That is some big hail right there. Wow. They still have it warned for 2.75, but we have a very clear 3-inch hail report right in this area. So there you go. Make sure you are in your safe spot there. There's the new outlook, and I don't think they changed a thing. Yeah, they didn't change a thing. Actually, the tornado threat looks to have been pushed slightly more to the east. But pretty much the whole outlook remains out here. Now, of course, our cold front went through, so there's your big chomp off out here. There's your big decrease out in this area. Oh, and they did push that margin a little bit more south, too. What the heck? Okay. They took off some of that marginal now. Weird. So they expect this storm in Amarillo to rapidly die out over the next 30 minutes or less. So a few changes. The hail threat. What? The hail threat is no longer hatched. What the heck? We have 3-inch hail ongoing, and you're telling me they got rid of the hatched hail threat? Wow. Oh my goodness, that's something. That is something. That's crazy. Man. How far east on the tornado threat? It's now beyond Davenport, so it's all the way to Cambridge and into west central Illinois, which it was into west central Illinois before, but I'm pretty sure it was at least a little bit more different than this. But the main threat, we have the potential for an intense MCS in this area here. That looks to be where we have the best chance for damaging winds of 70 miles per hour. So we'll watch that closely. I'm pretty sure we're only with one destructive currently. And that's the one in northwest Nebraska. Alright. Let me quickly just text somebody. Give me just a second. Alrighty. Well, they just went destructive for that storm in Oklahoma. So we now have 2 destructive severes. Right back up to it. This storm is very dangerous for damaging winds, so there's probably at least a little area of rotation with this. But it's more on the elevated side of things, so damaging winds and large hail is your main issue here. So we now have another destructive severe. Thanks, TRG, for jinxing us, saying we were almost without a destructive severe, and then boom. Yeah, they're contaminated velocities. Why? Honestly, can't tell you. I honestly can't tell you why they're so contaminated. My only guess is the storm is so strong that it's contaminated, but I mean, typically that only happens with really crazy storms, like 100+ mile-an-hour wind storms. And even then, we can normally see velocities with 100-mile-an-hour wind storms. So I don't know why this thing is so corrupted. It's probably just I just don't know, honestly. Probably just the radar. It's just having a bad day. It thinks it's Monday. Thinks it's Monday. It's going all right, Ethan. Just your casual slight risk performing like a high-end enhanced potential, even moderate. You know how it goes. The enhanced risks perform like the marginals, and the marginals and slides perform like the enhanced and the moderates. I just confused myself saying that, but I think I said that correctly. I'm pretty sure this is a pretty decent dust storm on Connor Croft's feed. Look at the left side. He's got a big, that's a thunderstorm, but there's a lot of dust mixed in with it. And that's out there in northeast Nebraska. Yeah, he just said it too. He just said there's a lot of dust right here, chat. That's what he just said. So we'll continue to watch both of these destructive storms. That's for 5 more minutes. The one in Oklahoma is for like 30 some. Oh, actually 20 more minutes in central Oklahoma. The considerable severe is for 35. The destructives for 20. I mixed those up. Tornado warning for 20 more minutes for Davenport. So we're going to continue to watch that tornado warning. Yeah, there's still a lot of cells to watch, but I'm comfortable ending in 25 minutes as long as these storms in Nebraska don't begin to pop off again, tornadic wise, which you better not be trying it, buddy. I'm comfortable with ending. I mean, the destructive for Amarillo's gone now. This storm is rapidly weakening, like the SPC's anticipating. The one in Oklahoma, that might be an issue for a while. Let me go look at the new HRRR and see what it says for that. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, they probably should have went slight for that. Looks like this is going to be producing anywhere between 70 to 90 mile-an-hour winds going towards OKC here. Maybe staying just to the east of OKC. So if you're out in that general area that I've circled, just make sure you're hyper weather aware tonight. They're not talking about this too much on MCDs or watches or even their site, but just make sure you're weather aware because, I mean, that seems like a pretty big threat. Models have that continuing for multiple more hours. Probably until 11 o'clock midnight tonight. Maybe even later than that. So that's a big issue. That's probably going to be your main threat tonight, honestly. That thing's probably going to be the biggest issue. And then these things are just all scattered, so there shouldn't be any concentrated area of severe weather. It's just going to be a heck load of severes in this entire area throughout the next 2-3 hours here. And then eventually they'll start to calm down over the next hour and a half, 2 hours. Then we'll start to see the upscale growth of a line of damaging winds as it moves into Missouri. I don't think so. I don't think you'll see much rain, if any, out there in Oklahoma. Now, maybe later tonight when that line of potential damaging winds moves through. But that will probably be closer to, that'll probably be closer to 3, 4 a.m. Central. 3, 4 a.m. Central. Still 17 more minutes on that tornado warning. Let's go see that destructive severe for 2 more minutes. Let's see what they do. They're going to issue a severe at any second up here. So if you guys are just tuning in, if you can, make sure you hit that like button. Share the stream with your family, friends, social media, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. We're starting to tune down just a little bit on the warnings, but they're still up there. I mean, we're still dealing with a lot of stuff. But it seems like the significant warnings are starting to go down a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we're still at 11 significant severes. It doesn't feel like it. Where are they all at, man? Where are they all at? Okay, there's one. I found one. Where are they all at, dude? Oh, there's the second one. 1, 2, and then of course we got the destructive 3, 4. And then, oh, they're probably all right here. 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's actually 7 there, so that's 7. And then 8, 9, 10, 11. There you go. There you go. So they're scattered all over the place. Again, there's not one concentrated area with all this significant severe weather. It's scattered. And there goes that destructive. Are they letting that go sub-severe? Bro just produced 3-inch hail, and they're now letting it go sub-severe. You know what? I think that cell merge killed it completely, so... they'll probably issue a low-end severe for that. We'll see. Let's see. Yeah, Connor said this one's done. Yep, it's done. It is. He's correct. We actually saw more storms fire. I am very surprised. I am really impressed by that. We actually saw more storms fire where we've seen 4 different storms fire now. I am very impressed by that. Wow. Alright, that's a 1.5-inch hail for that one. PDS, no. PDS severes, yes. PDS tornado warnings, we've not had any of those. We had multiple PDS severes. We still have one, only one left now in Oklahoma for 80-mile-an-hour winds west of Stillwater. This yellow box right here, which I can just show you it on this software. The orange box is destructive. Is that one near Wisconsin over? Which one? What do you mean that one? I don't know what you're referring to with that one. The tornado warning? No, that's still going for 13 more minutes. The destructive severe was canceled? Yeah. So, destructive severe, no longer active, but the tornado warning, yeah, that's still there. No, we haven't had anything. You probably saw all the tornado reports from this. That's probably what you saw. We've had so many tornado reports. Look at it. Look at all the tornado reports and funnel reports in Iowa. Look at them all. So many of them. We began the stream when this tornado warning was issued, right here. This is the exact frame we began streaming. We've streamed all of this. All that we've streamed. So we've been here for a while. We've seen these storms go from nothing. We started the stream, once again, we started the stream right here. We started the stream here, and look what's happened in Nebraska. Ready? All of this we've covered here in Nebraska. Absolutely crazy. So much activity. Oh, and then there you go. Like I said, they just put a low end severe on that 1.25 inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. That's not very low end, but that is a low end severe. Caleb, they just went considerable to your north for 70-mile-an-hour winds out towards the Princeville area in central Illinois. Come on, hurry up and expire tornado warning. Hurry up. I want to be tornado warningless. We'll be live for the next 11 minutes, so we'll be able to see that stuff expire. Let me go look at the new meso analysis that's out. See if there's anything that sticks out to me. Yeah, these storms, I wouldn't fully rule out a tornado with them. They're not in the worst environment back out here. So if they can get their act together, become more discreet, those might have a chance to produce a tornado, which is why we have a 2% out there. Other than that, there's not really anything that's too crazy out there. We've got a bit of an uncapped environment in Oklahoma, so this storm's gonna continue for a while. I'm unsure why they didn't put a slight risk on that, because that is a solid threat there. Man. Okay, they've downgraded a lot of severes. Let's see how many considerable we're at. We were at 11 last time I counted, but we've had a lot more added too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're still at 11. Dang it. Still at 11 significant severes. And now you are inside a significant severe, Caleb. So there you go. You are in a 70-mile-an-hour severe. Big wind bag heading right for your area. Big old wind bag right there. Well, Connor's just unsure of what he's doing now. He's thinking about going up to hail cores. So yeah. Have fun losing power, Caleb. Yeah, you might want to charge your devices. It may be a little late though, because we're already having a lot of lightning activity. And look at that. We are down to now a destructive severe. So no longer any tornado warning. In 9 minutes, we'll lose this destructive if they don't continue it. I believe this is our last destructive severe. Yes, it is. We have one that's very close. Take me to that one. This one is just 0.25 inch hail off from a PDS severe. Why? Let's go back in the loop. That's why. See the blue that popped up there, and then it popped up again in this area, and now it's started to fade out, so that's probably not going to go destructive. It looks to be weakening. Imagine if we see 100-mile-an-hour wind gust. I wouldn't be too surprised. If it's around Kansas City, like somewhere around here, I wouldn't be surprised. If it's around here, I wouldn't be surprised. And if it's with that storm in Oklahoma going towards Oklahoma City, I wouldn't be surprised. Any other storm, I would be. Sounds like Connor's going to end his stream. Which, don't blame him. Thursday looks, interesting. Thursday looks interesting. A lot of mountain activity, but we may have a widespread severe weather outbreak on our hands. From North Dakota into Kansas, it looks like we may have a quite substantial severe weather outbreak on our hands for Thursday. All the way from this area, all the way, pretty much the whole marginal. I mean, this whole area looks like really good severe weather currently on the model runs. We'll see if that downtrends. A fully uncapped environment of 2,000 to 4,000 instability, especially out there in South Dakota and into Nebraska. I think we could have a day 2 30 sig wind on our hands here. We'll see what happens. But it looks pretty interesting for Thursday. That looks like one of the more notable severe weather episodes here. Mainly because of the fact that it's uncapped. That's really why. It's an uncapped environment. And then we'll see about my area. What day for my area? What was I talking about before? Thursday? Let me see what it looks like on Thursday. What day was I talking about being a decent threat? Yeah, Thursday. I still see that too. I'll have to wait till it gets closer, though. My area doesn't look nearly as good as South Dakota and Kansas, or South Dakota and Nebraska for Thursday. Yet. But HRRR has a really good threat, like a solid tornado threat for my area, so we'll see. What does it have for Kansas? Not much, because storms don't really initiate out there until 4 o'clock or later. Alright, are we still at destructive? Yep, 5 more minutes. $33 severes, but 1, 2, 3, 4 of those are in Canada, so 29 active severes in the U.S. And nearly all of that is out in Nebraska and Iowa. I don't know. We have a lot in Illinois, Iowa, and Nebraska. And then we have a couple. We have 2 in Oklahoma, 1 in Kansas, and 1 in Texas. But most of it is Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois. Right here. Alright, let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 significant severes. Thanks to Caleb. My word. Look at this mess. Look at this mess of significant severes. All those highlighted yellow and black outline severes are significant. And including that orange one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh yeah, 13. Yeah. I don't think I missed any of them. All those are significant. Some might have just been downgraded, actually. Like this one, still significant. This one, still significant. This one, still significant. Okay, I don't think any have been downgraded. Never mind. Never mind. Let's see here. All right. Let's go back down to that destructive. If that destructive is allowed to expire in 2 minutes, we'll end. If not, we'll stay. I know there's a lot of severe weather happening, and that's just going to keep happening, but I don't want to wear myself out too much, because there's so many severe threats to cover in the next 2 weeks. So the severe, I don't really mind missing the severe side of things too much, as long as it's nothing like 90 or 100 mile-an-hour winds or 4 or 5 inch hail. I'm more of here to cover the tornado side of things, because that's normally what people fear the most is tornadoes. So that's what I want to help with the most. But I mean, 4 hours, I think we're pretty good to end. There is a heck load of severes though. Like wow, I'm impressed with how many. Look at them all. They all over the place. I just want to make it known that Lucky could have easily streamed today. This dude fusses about not having enough time to me 24/7, so I'm gonna call him out on my live stream. He always says that he does not have enough time to live stream. He's been playing games for more than 5 hours. He has had plenty of time to stream today. I don't think he was busy in after like 2. I believe like 2 o'clock is when he started to get free. This dude don't have the commitment, man. Alright, well, we're down to severe thunderstorm warnings. They are significant. I haven't made a scene for that. Let's see how many did we lose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're down to 10 significant. We're at 13 just a minute ago, so. Well, that destructive did expire. I don't have much more time. We are right at the end of the live stream. So if you guys did enjoy, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It was greatly appreciated having y'all hang around with me for 4 hours tonight. We covered tornado outbreak, 3-inch hail, multiple instances of 80-mile-an-hour winds. Still a possibility for 3-inch hail, 80-mile-an-hour winds, and even a tornado or two tonight. But I think we covered the main event. It seems to be going down slowly, very slowly, but surely. So I still want to remain hyper weather aware if you're in the slight risks and the marginal risks. If you're in that dark green or the yellow in the background there, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri, let's see, Kentucky, even Tennessee, Arkansas. Make sure you are weather aware in that level 1 marginal risk, level 2 threat slight risk. Again, if you can, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell set to all so you know when I go live tomorrow, because I don't know exactly when I'll be live. And share this channel with your family, friends, social media. Thank you guys so much for watching. We reached over 3,000 people with the word of severe weather today, all thanks to your help. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. Thank you, mods, for modding chat. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I had a fun time here. Hopefully, everybody's staying safe out there. And, yeah, stay safe. Watch severe weather in the tropics. Have a great rest of your night. Goodbye. Stay safe, watch severe weather, and have a great rest of your night. Thank you, mods, for modding chat once again. Stay safe, watch severe weather in the tropics. Good.